And we are live. Um, Desktop audio is working. Good. It's all working now. Amazing. Um, yeah, so I forget what I was saying. Well, let me know when you're in it and I will invite you.
Yeah, I think I'm at the point where I could join a game invite.
Okay. All right. Gotta do this. It's been a while. Oh, you gotta go to co-op, play with a friend. Oh, that didn't work. What the hell? 0 friends online, it says.
Okay. Um,
Wait a minute.
Interesting.
Not joinable. I'm gonna jump to another spot here and see what happens. Anyway,
So yeah, because I have you as like I could click invite for game you right now. It says.
really,
Although I guess let me see what happens if I say it. It says invite sent. So I mean, don't I guess do it. But yeah.
oh, I can do it. I don't care what game. I know we
Well,
do
we've
it.
been using your save file, so it doesn't do any good.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you're still not listed.
Yeah. So for some reason you're listed in mine. Um, I don't know why that would be.
I'm gonna quit the desktop. Yeah, it says you're there. I wonder if it was. I wonder. It's not this stupid Cortex thing. Yeah, yeah, it says you're there. I don't know why this does this. There's always a problem with stuff like this. Every single time we try to do something, there's always a problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it has been pretty consistently this game
I know, true.
um, that we've been having issues because it's the you know
Mm-hmm.
running through Steam, running through Ubisoft,
Yeah,
and then
there's
it's
some
like
sort of
everything has to
other.
all be perfectly aligned.
Yeah. Nope. Okay. But there's some sort of shift tab or something. Oh, there we go. For friends. Yeah, you're there. Says you're there. Right there. All right. Let me say select save game. Story progress. That's probably the one furthest. Yeah, that one. Hmm. Still, you're not listed.
Um, yeah, because I had a moment of like, oh, am I maybe in the wrong account? Because I remember that was a problem before, but that was me just being able to get open the game. Because when I was in the other account,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, no, the game's not linked to that one. So no, that's not the thing for me. And if you're opening the game, that shouldn't be an issue for you either.
Mm-hmm.
So that wouldn't make any
Oh,
sense.
Ubisoft services are temporarily unavailable.
Oh my god.
That's why. So it's not us.
Wow.
What the fuck?
For reals, Ubisoft.
Well, we got it recorded now. It's on stream. Ha ha. Shows Ubisoft fucking idiots because they have to constantly put out fires with this stupid Assassin's Creed Shadows or whatever the fuck, and now the Star Wars Outlaws. That actually looks pretty good, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, could be, could be.
Um, well,
So I guess I do have access to the Steam library now, in theory.
mm-hmm.
So that does open up at least a few other gaming options.
Yeah, I've got Epic stuff as well. We could
I
play
can
anything.
quit out of that. Okay, so yeah, I went ahead and quit out of the Ubisoft sucking thing.
All of that, of course.
Yeah. Um, I mean, like, it's still not great though. My issues on my end for the way the crap's working, but this is fine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I'm trying to think what else was kind of on our list to do at any point.
I know.
Um, hmm.
Just gotta switch this camera. This is the angle. More the angle I
Let's
want
see.
here. Hmm.
Not Steam related, but I know we still haven't gone through Diablo 3.
Mm. Yeah, there's always that.
So that is a one on the list.
Let's see what else they got. I got Steam. I'm just looking through stuff here. Mm-hmm. As far as you know, dual or co-op type
hmm
stuff.
Right.
Crud. Hmm. Yeah, there's nothing really on Steam, but there might be something on Epic.
Fair. Yeah. Haven't looked on Epic for a while.
I usually go like every couple of days. I don't know. They forget a lot of their free stuff. They haven't had a lot of good stuff lately anyway, so I don't even waste my time. Looks like there's nothing right now. Where's all the free games? Oh, free games. Here we go. Free. Yeah, nothing interesting. Yeah, there really isn't anything.
Let's see where Epic is at for me. There it is. Okay.
There's always Civilization.
I might still have that one installed. I don't see any reason I would have uninstalled it. Yeah, that's also one of the downsides of my altered view or whatever. When they show the library as just like, like box art of games or something, but it doesn't have a distinction to tell whether or not I've actually downloaded it.
Mhm. In what? Steam?
The frickin' app version that came with the laptop that I'm pressing the Steam button to
Oh,
pull up, because that's the thing that I found worked this time
oh.
around for some
You
reason.
mean the Fracken view?
Sure.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything crazy. Yeah, Diablo 3 or something. I can't believe it. I don't believe it. Unbelievable. There, I'm updating. Ubisoft sucks.
hmm
Yeah, there's Diablo 3. Do you have any of the StarCraft games on?
Uh, Probably. Again, I don't see why I would have deleted them, but
We can always do StarCraft.
um,
We did StarCraft already, but
we did. Yeah,
um,
yeah. That's why I was like Diablo 3. I was like, I'm pretty positive I installed that. Um, and I know you install things really fast.
mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that one's like it's a lot more of like a laid back
Oh, I've
kind
I've
of
played through Diablo 3
experience.
before.
Oh, okay. Weird. I thought you hadn't done that.
Nope, I've done that one. It's just Diablo 2 I hadn't.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Hmm. Fair enough.
Oh,
Yeah, because I played through the original Diablo 2, but I never did it with the expansion. So I
hmm.
actually don't know any of the expansion content.
Oh, with Diablo 2 or 3?
3.
Oh, 3.
Yeah, because 2, we actually didn't play 2 until we got it as like that box deal back in the day.
Yeah, right, true.
Hmm. So yeah, I've never experienced 2 without the expansion. But yeah, 3 I never did with the expansion. Nor did I do with the Necromancer and Paladin classes.
Hmm. Yeah, I tell you what, this whole there just really isn't a lot of good multiplayer games. I don't think anymore.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're pretty much like if you want to play multiplayer, clearly you want to be playing, in some kind of a competitive kind of thing, or co-op to be competitive,
Mm-hmm.
like a League of Legends or a
Right.
Fortnite or whatever. And it's like, can't we just co-op through a single player? Like this,
Yeah.
why is that such a rare thing now?
Wasn't it always though? Or no?
That it used to be a rare thing. Um,
Wasn't it always? I mean, multiplayer has always been historically competitive,
yeah,
at least
I
over the
guess that's
internet anyway.
generally
If you
true.
had like sitting in the same room,
Hmm.
whatever they call that. They call that, is that a name? Their name for that? In-person gaming? um,
Yeah, couch co-op.
Couch co-op. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, Mario Kart. You're still competing, or Smash Brothers. You're competing, but if you go back to old games like Contra or something,
Hmm.
you would you know be playing co-op. Very very few games actually would make you would allow you to play co-op together, play the single player. You know what game would allow you to do that? Star Lancer.
Yeah, yeah.
But unfortunately, that game is broken and doesn't work. So
Mm. Did good old games never be able to do that one?
no, you
Uh,
can still download it from abandonware, but
mm,
that comes up. But it's not worth it. I mean, I've it's not formatted for widescreen. I'm sure there's plenty of hacks out there you could probably do. It's a lot of work to get for nothing.
yeah, yeah.
It's not like I went through. What did I go through the other day to try to get something to work? Oh, it was I was trying to get um I was trying to get refresh. There we go. I was trying to get Wing Commander working, one of them,
Hmm.
and it was I. Oh, that's something I did. I forgot. I forgot because yeah, I was going back and forth, and I played Star Citizen, and I went to go back and play it. I'm just starting from the beginning because I remember things in order the way I did it. Um, I went back and played Star Citizen, and it was Do you want to do Diablo 3? I guess. I mean, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not really up on a whole lot of ideas, and that's at least one of the few examples for doing that. And then, yeah, bright side, if you've already gone through it, then it's going to be even more mindless for you because you're just going to be like, oh yeah, I do
Hmm.
do done.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah,
I
so let's
do
see
have
if
to.
I
I
don't have
have
to do a
Reaper
million
of
updates for
Souls. I
BattleNet.
do have Reaper of Souls. I
Cool,
believe.
cool.
I believe. I don't know if I played through that. We'll
Yeah,
be
that would be the expansion.
right,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know if I played through that or not. I think I have that. Maybe I don't. No, I just have the original. I think, even though it says Reaper of Souls. Anyway, I'll just install it anyway. Doesn't take that much. Um. So anyway, yeah, I started with um Star Citizen. I went back and I tried to play it again, and then it said, "Oh, you need to update." And of course, when Star Citizen needs to update, it's not going to work. It just doesn't work.
Hmm.
You have to delete the whole thing and re-download it. And so I did that, and I played it again, and it was fun, and I was able to get through it. And I'm like, I want to play something else that's going to be more stable and work well. So recently, I went back and tried to play Starfield, which is what I just deleted today.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, it's still just as boring as it was when I first played it. It's one of those games that would be really fun if I had nothing else to do,
Updates. Of course, there's updates. Makes
and
sense.
it's all I had like several days of like nothing, like nobody to talk to, nothing to do, completely isolated, like you're a kid, right?
Just got to update BattleNet to update the other thing. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sure.
Then it would be fun. I could imagine it being fun back in an instance like that.
Yeah.
Um.
I actually like been getting pretty lucky with having some time of just getting to sit down and just play a single player game. It's been really nice.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, so I forget what other game I played. I played um I played. Did I play anything on the PlayStation? I've been bouncing back and forth between trying different games that are free come up. Like tried to play The Crew 2 just to see what that was like. It was really dumb. Um, and then I tried to play. I've been playing Fallout 4 a little bit, but I kind of got bored with that because I kind of went through all of the like side quest missions, and I just haven't done the main one. So now I'm doing the DLC, but I just like get bored with the mechanic after a while, like the Bethesda way the game plays.
Yeah, for
Eventually, it
sure.
just gets tiring.
Yeah, I still never finished Fallout 3 when I was playing through that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to go back and do that.
So I still have to finish that. It's still on there. Oh, I tried. So I went and I went back to some old games. So I went and I installed them. What machine did I install them on? Did I play them on? I think it was this old machine. Yeah, because I couldn't get them to work. I didn't try it on the Mac, but anyway, I wanted to play through it. So I've never played through the original Wing Commander games, the first one.
Oh, yeah, fair.
So I said, well, I'm going to try to play through this one. And of course, I failed miserably. Okay, it's installed.
It's so crazy. You're just like, yep, there we go, done.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
um.
yeah, and in that amount of time, it's like I downloaded an update and
Mm-hmm.
then opened the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
So I played through um Wing Commander
Hmm.
3, not 3, 1 and 2, and its add-ons and all that. But because it was so difficult, I said, how can I cheat? Like invincibility or
Right.
whatever. So there is a way. So I had to find out. You have to go and change the line of code in the setup in the system init file. So it
Right.
gives you invulnerable. It makes you invincible. think it makes you invincible. Yeah, it makes you invincible. And then also you can hold like Alt and hit Enter or something. One of the I can't remember the key command exactly. And it just destroys every enemy ship in every waypoint.
Oh, geez.
So you don't even have to really do anything. So I just kind of like blasting through it real quick and literally, and I do a little bit of combat. I got used to it. It was okay. Wing Commander 2 was definitely better. You could feel an improvement with it. But having played through the originals and then jumping and then starting Wing Commander 3 again, you do not need to play the originals for 3 to make any sense. It doesn't add any backstory or enough character development to really a tiny bit with Admiral Tolwyn,
Hmm.
um, and a little bit with Paladin, but like the Hobbs thing, the arc. I mean, he's there, and there's a little bit of part with the Thrakath thing where they take him prisoner at the very end. So there's a little bit of connection there, but the third one is standalone enough that they cover enough of the bases in the past that you really don't. There's nothing. You're not missing anything. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by that because I mean, we're the difference between even Wing Commander 2 to Wing Commander 3 is, like Super Nintendo to at least Nintendo 64 or something. Like
Right. Yeah.
it's a uh, pretty big jump there. Well, I mean, shit, it was actually on the PlayStation 1, so
Right.
yeah, there you go.
Right. Exactly.
That literally is that jump.
It was the
Um,
3DO, the 3DO, and the PC, and then PlayStation One a little later, and then
mhm.
four. The only thing that really changed, they got a little better, but the full motion videos just had film instead of. That was really the only difference. It was longer,
Mhm.
but and then Prophecy, and then so I wanted to play through them all again. So I'm still working through three, and then four. So I have an old PC here where I've still got Wing Commander, all of them, one, two, three, four, Prophecy, and Tachyon and Darkstar One and a couple other space but it's just pretty much a PC. Its only function is to run old space combat simulator games.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and so playing through when I was trying to get Wing Commander 3 working, even on the Mac, and you can do the same tricks. It's very jerky, like the full motion video is very jerky and stuttery. Audio cuts in and out. It's not very smooth in the combat. So there's this whole list of shit that I found that you have to do to get the game to run decent on a PC or a Mac. There's only a couple of little steps because you don't need to do them on a Mac. That But other than that, it's the same. But it does it like all of a sudden you do all these steps and it's like wow, it's just like it was back in the day, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
that is pretty good.
hmm so I said, well, okay, why is this not? Hmm, fucking Windows, man. I had the whole thing locked up on me.
Mm.
Gotta love fucking PCs, man. God, they suck. Fucking suck, dude. Oh my god, it just sucks.
Yeah, Like I said, I've definitely just been like any gaming has been PS5 Switch for me lately,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been nice.
Yeah. So it looks like I'm gonna have to whatever the hell happened. I don't know what it was, whether it was the Cortex thing that screwed it all up or what, but I can't even access anything right now. It's completely locked up.
Jeez.
I can't even I get tax I can do stuff. I can get to task manager and whatnot, but it won't let me select anything. Uh, you know, gonna have to restart the shadow thing. Thank God I use shadow and I don't actually own a PC.
Right?
And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, shit like this. This is not indicative. This is not a shadow thing. This is a PC thing. This is a Windows thing.
Yeah, because I was having my own Windows thing for the
Mm-hmm.
first 30 minutes. So,
This is
yeah.
the problem with Windows. I don't know why anybody would ever fucking defend Windows for any reason whatsoever.
Yeah, it's definitely it's just because it's already established as its own thing. Like, it had Mac been able to become established before Microsoft became, fucking everywhere.
Right.
And then all the software was made for Macs as opposed to Windows.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure we'd be in a reverse situation.
Well, except everything would work.
Yeah, and then there just wouldn't be a Microsoft because people would be like, well,
Yeah.
why would we do the shit that doesn't work
Right.
when we could do the shit that does work,
Mm-hmm.
that everything works for?
Right. This is the problem with capitalism, people.
Right? Like, I mean, yeah, because like this is already something that's known going on in the social media bit is how many like startups for new social medias to try and take down Facebook and like Twitter and all that exist, and the active power that those monoliths have to just suppress anything that could possibly come to try and challenge them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, forget it. You can't. You can't challenge them. Yeah, you can't take down anything like Facebook or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when something just becomes the established version. Um, I mean, because like even now when we're doing like like laws or committees or whatever about like antitrust stuff, like the stuff that's being discussed now is like 30 years ago even like the case would be like, oh yeah, this is immediately an antitrust violation, like obviously stop that.
Mm-hmm.
And now today we're getting like, oh, I don't know, I mean, is it really monopoly if they only have 90% of the market? Yeah, I mean, there's like a whole 10% out there still.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those kind of like arguments of just like, what? Like, obviously, no. Like, they don't have a serious competitor.
Right.
Um, and I mean, yeah, like this isn't exactly the same thing, but like all the shit going on right now with Boeing still.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then did you hear about the two astronauts that are currently stuck in space on a Boeing aircraft? Well, not aircraft, but spacecraft.
I thought they didn't get into the space station.
Well, they are the thing I heard is that they do not have a means presently to come down.
Right, but they're not on the shuttle. They're not it's like stuck in a capsule or something like
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, no, no.
Apollo
So
13
yeah, I guess
the
that's fair.
reality show.
Um but still, it's the, like, there is an ongoing situation because one of the companies, that is involved in this kind of stuff has just been allowed to do their own thing and, self-regulate. And, now we had the fuck around time, now we're at the find out time.
Right. Well, right. I mean, well, we also had yeah, you saw that whole there was the whole John Oliver thing on that.
um
Boeing.
I'm trying to think if I've seen the most recent one, but otherwise I'm
No,
caught
no,
up.
no, no, no. It was a while ago. It was the Boeing thing.
Oh yeah, just the episode in general for Boeing.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. I mean, all of this recent stuff has just been fantastic, eye-opening stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, the most recent one I saw, I think, was him talking about like the West Bank, and giving a bit more of a
Yeah, I
background
saw
to
that.
that situation.
Yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah,
he had done before, kind of, sort of.
yeah, I think so. But yeah, this was definitely more, I think, timely with everything going on, as
Right. Yeah.
opposed
Right.
to, I think before he did it just kind of as a, hey, this is one of the things that you might not know about.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out.
I'm into the Diablo, by the way.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm at the like character creation
Me too.
screen, which is kind
I
of
have my
interesting.
character on. I gotta turn down the volume here. It's really loud.
Yeah, yeah. I did. I think I put mine down to like 15, and it's still like pretty decently. Like I can hear everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
And they're like,
5.
no, no, 100. Obviously 100.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, Jesus, this, like you said, where do you start with this shit? I was just talking about,
Mm-hmm.
some fun things. Oh yeah, because I'm trying to get to the videos and like I don't know if I mentioned it. Oh, he said the
Oh, badass. Okay. Um, cool.
yeah, I didn't want to. I don't know if that's. I don't know if I can say that or not on stream. I don't want anything to get. You never know.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's all good. I mean, that's like, yeah, because I mean, I wouldn't, like, while I know I've probably alluded to things that I do with my job, I don't know if I would specifically want to say I am, XYZ at
Hmm.
ABC or whatever.
Right. Which is really amazing. Amazing to me how many people like they just they get in trouble, right? And they put shit on social media. And then I
Mm-hmm.
work for
Mm-hmm.
here and I work for here and I don't know. They tell everybody where they work and then they say some really like racist thing.
Right.
And then or some whatever xenophobic thing, whatever bigoted thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, can you come into my office? It's like, gee, I wonder why. Oh, you're censoring me. You're freedom of speech. It's like, not really. The government's not stopping you. You put that on a public forum. You work for a private organization. They looked at you. They said, we don't really want that in our company.
Yeah, like the Supreme Court ruled that money is a form of speech,
Right.
and we are electing not to, speak in favor of you by giving you money.
Right. Exactly. There you go. They step on they step on their own, you know, their own feet. They're trying to get it. They fuck their own asses. They just they can't seem to ever realize, like, the repercussions of this could be down the road that this comes back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, and I'd like to think, like, somewhere in their mind they have to know that the views that they hold are, let's say, controversial at best.
He's putting it lightly.
Um, yeah, that it's just like, I mean, first of all, I think most of the views someone would ever have, like, anything that's like racist, xenophobic, anti-Semitic, whatever. It's like, yeah, no, it's just wrong. It's
Yeah.
just you need to reevaluate why you have those views if you
Mm-hmm.
have them, and more than likely educate yourself on
Right.
situations and stuff. Um, but yeah, but I feel like there's got to be somewhere that they would at least know, like, this isn't something you would put on social media. Like, even if you for some reason felt this way, I mean, like I said, hopefully somebody would at least be like, reach out and actually, have them educate and learn better. But yeah, from the professional perspective we were just talking about, it's just like, what are you thinking?
Guess I'll create a new. Yeah, exactly. I guess I'll create a new character. Uh,
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna do. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna play either Necromancer or Crusader because I haven't got to do either one of those. Um,
hmm. I don't know.
so
Maybe
if
Demon Hunter. Nah. Traps. Nah. Ooh, the Crusader.
But yeah, I do remember doing for sure all of the others.
I did
Like I'm
I
pretty
did
sure I did
Wizard.
max level all of the others.
So.
Oh yeah, Wizard's totally fun.
Oh, I can get this Kratos looking guy, the monk. Um.
Oh yeah, he is very Kratos looking. Fair
Um.
enough.
I'll do a Crusader.
Okay, and I will
Can I get a
do a
randomized?
Necromancer.
Do they don't have a randomized name? Do I have to make up some name?
Um, it does look like we have to actually make up a name. Yeah.
Hmm. I spent a lot of time creating like Warcraft characters names, so I guess I'll just steal one of my old Warcraft names.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hmm. I did the other one. Um. I don't know. Well, Demon Hunter. I should, yeah. Megtherian or Therian, I guess. Invalid character name. Why? Cannot be more than 12 letters.
And can't contain numbers, punctuation, or other invalid characters. Yeah, fair enough. Um,
There we go. I don't even remember how I spelt it. I don't think it was like that. Doesn't matter. Megtharian. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm never gonna fucking see it. Uh, 98 people in chat. Not in our chat. Just in the game. So do I enter the game first before I get you involved or what? Or what, how does this work?
Ooh, that's a good question. It has been a long time since. So let's go ahead and click that. See if maybe that's the thing to do.
I'm gonna skip the cinematic.
Um, okay, so it just said you declined my invite.
Oh, I did? I didn't do shit. I didn't do anything.
It might be that you need to not be in a game
Oh.
at the start of it, because I'm doing the invite not presently in the game. Other than I'm at the menu, but I'm not like moving.
Mm-hmm. All right. How do I? So do I leave game?
Uh,
Leave game.
yeah, to get back to the main menu, yes.
I have to wait
Yeah, try
10
that.
seconds. The fuck? It's not
Probably
an
something to do
online thing.
with probably something they did to try and discourage issues that existed with Diablo 2's online bullcrap.
Ah. So if I go to here
Okay,
and
you're in menu. Okay, invite party. Here we go.
oh, there we go.
There we go. So now that we're both together, if I say start game, it should have us both do that together.
Ah.
Ally joins the crusade, but our foe, Fallen Star, is close. But there is death here too.
I don't
Yeah,
remember. It's been a
I think
while.
you were saying we're just gonna skip stuff.
I was skipping the cutscene. Yeah.
Okay.
Um. Yeah, because we
Yeah,
just
I'm
want
fine
to
with that.
like talk about shit and just mindlessly do stuff. Um. Yeah. So.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, I went to play Wing Commander Prophecy, and the GOG version. You know, if you ever want to get these games, I don't know if you ever care about playing them again, but they do sell a joystick that's really cheap. At least I think it's really cheap for a joystick. It's like $50, $49.99.
Greetings. I am a crusader of the Zakarum
Like
faith, and I saw
like a
you
lot of the
following
like
on this town.
high-end joysticks, like the if remember the F-15 Strike Eagle joystick that I used to have.
Maybe.
Like it looked like an actual joystick from an F-15.
Mm-hmm.
Used to play Wing Commander 3 and 4 on it back in the day. I think you played it too. When you played through the games, you must have.
I'm gonna turn down the sound a little bit more because I thought I was good, and now I'm
I put
having
it to.
trouble
I
hearing you.
put mine to 5.
Yeah, I'm finding 15 is just a little too much.
It's the
Which
fucking
is like
dialogue.
what? Yeah, and also the sound of things going splat. I'm getting a lot of splats.
Ooh.
Oh jeez.
The dead have been a bane on our existence.
Anyway, my point was is that the joysticks are cheap,
Mm-hmm.
and when you buy in the games, they go on sale for like $1 or $2 all the time, and you can have it play through all. And even the one I have, I didn't get Academy, or maybe I got Academy. No, I didn't get Academy or Armada. Those are the only two I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I understand, Academy is nothing more than just basically like a, you know, like a glorified like mission maker, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the same, and Armada is like setting up scenarios to fight people. It's supposed to be online or whatever. Back in the, back when you could have like LAN connections and stuff. It doesn't work anymore. So it's just creating your own. It's like a giant simulator. It's just like the simulator part of Wing Commander 3,
Mm-hmm.
and they had those in the first 2 games as well. It's just that's the whole game.
Jeez.
It's just a simulator. So I thought, I don't really need these, even though they're only $1, whatever. But playing through, but I definitely wanted 3, of course, and I have 3. I got it for free on Origin years ago. The Origin version's fucked. It doesn't work very well.
Yeah, it's great how the people that made the game, they just can't figure it out.
Yeah, well, EA, and it's not really Origin. Origin, they just stole the fucking name because they bought the rights to Origin, which apparently has some sort of connection to, I'm not really exactly sure, but the same company, Origin, had connections with the original creators of the Wasteland, which was the original team that ultimately did the first Fallout game.
Oh, okay.
And they did Fallout 2, and then that's when, or whatever, and that's when the guy left, and he eventually has done some more stuff, like Outland, the Outer Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And now Bethesda owns it, obviously. But yeah, Origin, they, EA bought it. Of course, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Wing Commander Prophecy didn't turn a profit, that was it. They were like,
I will never forget the
you know, they were like, okay, well, the company's not worth anything,
Yeah.
and they
right.
just destroyed it. They just let it go to shit. Same thing with they did the same thing with Maxis with The
Yeah,
Sims.
it's like they have like very specific ideas of how they think they can make money, and then when they find but that doesn't work, then they're just like, oh well, I guess we just throw it away.
Yeah, they just
Our losses.
yeah, they pay the original guys. Fucking what Will Wright, I think, that did the Sims and Sim City. They remade. They did this. With Maxis, they just bought out that, and that was it. And then when the new Sim City failed, they were like, oh. And the only reason why that failed was because they wanted to be online only. It was a mess. And they were constantly saying, like, the game can't, it's designed, we can't make it offline. You can't play by yourself, solo. You have to be online, and you have to play with other people, and blah, 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 blah. A couple of years later, or a year later, or whatever it was, they finally dated it so you could play by yourself. It was just, they were just lying. And by that time, it didn't matter. People were like, well, fuck it, I don't give a shit. I want to go play SimCity 4 off of GOG. Fuck you.
What was that game that there was a recent thing on that with Steam and PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Network or whatever?
Oh, Helldivers.
Yeah. I was like, I knew it was a game that I didn't have or whatever, but I remember that whole thing, and then they were like, oh yeah, I guess it would be okay. We could go ahead and allow it or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gaming
yeah.
community came together and was like, fuck you. Yeah, you can't do that to fucking people. You gotta, these companies, they get too big and you have people in charge making decisions and management. They don't play games. They're not part of the community. It's just a job to them. They could be selling toothpaste for all they care.
Yeah, that does about sum it up.
So of course they're just going to side with they're just going to side with whatever they think is good for their business, and of course their shareholders, which is what I don't know. The more and more I learn about the economy and everything else, like, I just think that public companies just shouldn't exist.
Yeah, because I mean, it's that whole drive to make money for shareholders that basically, I think, says that any time that a company ever considers doing something that would be a good thing to do as opposed to a profitable thing to do, then they're just going to be like, oh, you made the choice to do something morally good instead of profitable. Well, you're fired. We'll get somebody that'll do the profitable thing next time.
Right.
And then then before you know it, you just have evil corporations that are completely immoral. Even to the point it's like, oh, well, you weren't willing to break the law in order to get this done. Well, we'll find someone that's willing to break the law.
Right. Take the risk.
And so on. Yeah.
Well, I just think the fact that the whole idea of a corporation, I think it was you that was telling me this, and correct me if I'm wrong, where corporations have to basically increase their profit margins every year.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's, yeah, or at least, yeah, they have to do, I think, everything possible to do that. I mean, obviously, they can fail, but that is still the goal.
Right,
sure.
But if they fail, then that gives them grounds to replace the CEO and find somebody else that can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
With, like you said, through more nefarious means of either breaking the law or whatever the hell they have to fucking do to get there. But their main goal is to increase their profit margins, even if it's expensive workers or whatever. They don't care. And that's why you see, they just gobble up, like EA, for example, they gobble up all these other companies. Westwood was another one.
Yeah.
And now they have
Command and Conquer and everything.
Yeah, Command and Conquer. Now they have access. They own the rights to Command and Conquer, Red Alert, that whole franchise, The Sims, Sim City, Wing Commander, and its offshoots, the Privateer series and all that crap. Which I have Privateer 2. I want to try to play through that, maybe. Because I think Crystal Walken's in it.
Ooh, nice.
But Yeah, so
Not enough wrap.
and then they just, oh well, it didn't make a profit this time or whatever, so they just cancel it. The only thing they still kind of update and give any, you know, attention to at all is The Sims. And even that's, whatever.
I'm gonna go check out the seller.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and which is so stupid. It's like you have these named, like known properties that people really liked,
Hmm.
and you're just letting them like be lost to time,
Right.
and rather than actually do something with them.
Right, exactly. And then so a lot of people that do it, like as far as the Wing Commander stuff goes, there's a lot of uh a lot of what is it? Fan made stuff that's being done. Like there's a game called Standoff. I think that's more of an RTS type thing. But then I'm not sure. There's some updates
Mhm.
to like a mod for the original Wing Commander. There's a mod for Free Space 2, and it's called
Nice.
what it's called now, Darkest Sky or something like that. It doesn't matter. It's not bad, but it's basically an entire Wing Commander campaign that takes place on one of the major battles in between, like kind of adjacent to the storyline of Wing Commander 3.
Okay.
So it's happening at the same time. You're just not Colonel Blair. You're somebody else.
Yeah, I mean that's still the height of the war. There'd be a lot of
Hmm.
material there.
Right. Am I supposed to go somewhere?
Yeah, I think we had to go back to town to talk to people or whatever,
Oh,
and so
New
I'm
Tristan?
doing that right
Oh, there
now.
we go. Okay.
And I think, yeah, now we're going back where we were just at.
Hmm.
And yeah, she opened a gate for us.
All right.
Hmm,
Anything interesting?
weird.
No, not really. Better. I'll take it. Whoops. Oh, do I need to save it?
No, it saves as we go.
Okay. Been a while. Yeah, I've played through this before though. It's been a
Mhm.
long time since I've played through it, but um, so yeah, I just think that they have these, like you said, they have these IPs and they could do so much with it, but they have um fan base stuff going on. I forget the name of the other one. Yeah, Darkest Day, I think is the name of it. It's pretty good. It's
It
actually
looks
I didn't finish it completely, but I almost did. It's rough around the edges, pretty rough around the edges, I think. Some of the missions are a
I
little like laggy.
mhm.
Things don't activate quite as well as they should. And but it's pretty good for the most part. And then there's another fan-based game coming out, which is still a ways off because they're putting a lot of effort into it. But they're redoing and updating all the videos for Wing Commander 4 and using AI to upgrade them to like 4K
Nice.
or HD. Maybe it's just HD. And anyway, but then they're also redoing all the graphics and all of the game engine as well for the
Mhm.
game itself. So it's a complete remaster of Wing Commander 4. But this is what usually happens with shit like that, is that they'll get almost done with it, and then EA will be like, "Wait, we can make some money, so let's." So then they do a shitty remaster of their IP and shut down the fan game to
Mhm.
release
Yeah.
their crap that barely works, or even if it works, it's like they put zero effort into it.
The fight is over for this one.
It would be like, "Oh, let's redo Wing Commander and make it compatible with a mouse." Like, what the? You just alienated your entire fan base.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. Because it's like all they have to do is just invest in some market research if they're, you know, like you could just do that rather than
Meaning, ask
just
the
not.
intern, Google Wing Commander.
I mean, basically, yeah. For all intents and
The
purposes,
unpaid
they're
intern, by the way.
oh, absolutely. You think we pay those people?
Yeah.
They're basically slaves.
Yeah. Is that from something?
I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't know what.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Because we could talk about, I mean, I said we would talk about politics or whatever, but nobody's watching anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
yeah.
So I'm
And,
like,
well, I mean, there has been like a lot of development since we last actually talked.
well, yeah, politics, but I've seen a lot of media as well too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot. I've like watched a lot of movies lately, and TV shows, namely Battlestar Galactica. But
Oh, so you finished that?
yes, yes,
Nice, nice. Yeah, so what do you think about when it got weird?
it was weird. It got weird. It got very religious, although I saw that coming a mile away. But it was fine. The only the weirdest thing for me, spoiler alert for anybody, was the whole Kara Thrace plot line. Like, what the fuck was that about?
Mm-hmm.
That was the weirdest thing to me. Everything else was fine. Like, that's when it got weird to me, was when she disappeared. Up until that point,
Yeah.
I was fine. I didn't think it was weird. I thought it was normal arc.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Don't you think?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. It was definitely all the like angels and whatever, and then finding out that the whole time Gaius's version of her in his head was basically an angel
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. It's just like, okay.
Oh, yeah, the what's her face? Kerrigan. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Whatever her number was.
6.
Yeah.
No, but no, the actress, she plays Kerrigan,
Yeah.
Queen of Blades.
Yeah, no.
Oh, and Lucifer's mom too.
Right.
Yeah, I forget her name. But anyway, yeah, and then of course the president's wife from Independence Day was the Rosalind.
Yeah, the president.
Yeah. Now I'm the president. And aliens aren't going to kill me this time. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I mean, other than the weirdness of that, the Kara Thrace thing and the angel, I didn't care about, it was an angel or whatever. It was just, it didn't, I don't care where they want to go with it. That didn't really bother me, was that there was no explanation for why she just disappeared at the end.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't really remember that, but sure.
Like, she's just disappeared. And she found her own body on the Earth, the original Earth. You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just there was a lot of weird stuff that happened.
That was very weird to me. And it wasn't like oh, do I have to, should I go somewhere else?
Oh, I don't know. I think I was just exploring this way just while you were talking, whatever. But this is a dead end, so it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna catch up to you.
Even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
So yeah, Wing Commander. Yeah, not Wing Commander. Yeah. But otherwise, I love the, Dama and the whole aesthetic of it in general. It was very Wing Commander.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think the show kind of like borrowed, I think, from Wing Commander quite a bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some stuff there. But I mean, I guess debatably, Wing Commander could have borrowed from the original Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, but Battlestar Galactica, the original, was really just a blatant ripoff of Star Wars.
Fair, fair.
And it really was. And then, of course, but the Wing Command, but the aesthetic, the suits, the way the ship was designed, the way the atmosphere, the kind of like Top Gun in space um, aspect to it is
Mhm.
definitely Wing Commander.
Yeah, because yeah, I mean they even did scenes where it was Apollo leading the like briefings
Right, exactly. It looked like. Am
for
I
the
watching Wing
squadrons.
Commander Prophecy or
Hmm.
is this Battlestar? It looked like the same set.
He was Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king's ear and whispered dark and evil
Yeah, it's true.
madness into
It's
it.
true.
Yeah, and so
Setting the notion of an imminent
combined
attack
with
from the
some,
west
and then
march.
of course the movie, the
Latest
Wing Commander
leaders of
movie
the
came out
Archbishop
before the show.
counselors
Not
nodded
enough
their
land.
empty heads in agreement and sent us off to die.
Not that that movie was great, but I'm just saying it was before, you know.
Hmm.
So I think that some of the ideas were there, you know, the way those the Vipers landed, very similar to like the way the Rapiers landed in the Wing Commander movie.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised, you know, and the aircraft carriers and the fight, you know, give him a broadside, Mr. Gerald. There was it was a lot of, you know, um, and it was interesting though. The guy, I forget the guy's name, but he was the vice president towards season 3. Yeah, them being on the refugee planet New Caprica or whatever.
Hmm.
That was that was interesting, but
Yeah, well, it did the thing that I hate when shows and whatever stuff do, where it's like between episodes or seasons, it's like, oh, and now 2 years have gone past, and
oh, I
all
know.
these things happen that, we're just gonna, tell, not show.
Hmm.
Going with the exact opposite of the classic saying.
Right, exactly. Which, of course, you can go back and watch. They have the mini series movies that fill in those gaps if you want to watch them. But
I guess.
there's a couple of them. They actually show like the Pegasus in between, like, and there's another one. There's like about the rebellion. There's a mini series movie or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That took,
I was not aware of that.
yeah, so there is stuff, but it's not in line with the show. You have to watch it separately.
Mm, well, yeah, but
And I forget what it's called, but it's not part of the main show. Um, and what was the main thing was oh the vice president guy, the guy that was the terrorist originally,
yeah, okay.
and then
I
they
know what you
broke him
mean.
out of prison, or he broke out and then he eventually became vice president.
The one from the original show.
Yeah, he was the original show. He's the original Apollo. Is what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Hmm.
I haven't seen the original show, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen the original?
Not like every episode, but I have seen quite a few.
It's not as long. It's only like what, a season?
True.
It's only,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Well,
there's also the weird season when they actually get to Earth, and it's like 1970s Earth, and they are going around trying to improve life on Earth, so that way when they can reveal themselves as being aliens, whatever, from space, essentially, or distant, blah blah blah, it's not bad.
right.
Yeah.
That's
That
so
was
that's how the
a weird
original
season.
ended.
Yeah, with doing a season of that.
Because the new one, of course, ended. We're the ancient aliens.
Right, exactly.
We're giving Giorgio validity.
Thank you.
Hmm.
But why did you risk it?
Your niece asked me to.
It is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I fear the worst.
What if it were true?
Yeah.
Yep, it's true. The ancient aliens were from New Caprica,
I think we're going this way up
or
here.
from Caprica, or whatever. I'll be right back. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought at first, because they saw her dead body or whatever, that they were going to do something like, oh, we're going to somehow do like a time travel thing,
Mm,
you know?
that would have made some sense. Yeah.
Oh, aliens are like us, man. We're from the future. It's just funny. Yeah. I don't know. It was fun. I got to admit, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the best sci-fi shows I've seen in a long, long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Overall, I enjoyed it. I really, really liked it, and I like that aesthetic. I like that realistic approach to thing. I mean, obviously the supernatural stuff is a little silly, but I mean, as far as everything else goes, the are you back in the city? Yes.
Yeah. And I talked to the blacksmith, and I went to the cellar or whatever. So I cannot leave the cellar to show you where I'm at, though.
Hmm.
It was following the path to the northwest out of town.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like
Um,
it's blinking for me, so I'm guessing that's
oh,
where I
okay.
need
Well, there you go. That'll
to
do it.
go. Cellar of the Damned. Is there any other kind of cellar? Yeah.
I mean, you have a cellar.
Do I have a cellar or a basement?
Oh shit.
Duty, blacksmith, no matter how hard.
That is quite the conundrum.
Mm-hmm.
How would you know?
I don't know. To me, a cellar is more of just a storage area.
Mm.
It's not something that you could really store stuff and like really spend time down there, work down there. I mean, this is a basement. It definitely qualifies as a basement as today.
Yeah.
Now, cellar to me is like I've looked when we were looking at houses. It's like, oh, there's the basement down here. It's like, no, this is a cellar. This is just a little storage closet.
I seek the crown of King Leoric.
I can't work down here. I can't walk, stand. If I can't stand upright, there's the definition. If you can't stand upright, it's a cellar.
Yeah, I could agree with that. That seems like a good way to distinguish them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Although it's
see
all
if I
terminology.
have-
Used to be considered one way or the other. Oh, it looks like we have to go this way. Well, now it's telling me to go this way. Find. We have to find something.
Oh, cemetery at 470.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyway.
That's fair.
So I watched that. What else did I watch? I haven't been to any movies. I haven't seen any new movies or anything as far as brand new stuff.
Yeah, I went and saw the Deadpool.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Which, yeah, I think you'd said before you really hadn't checked out the prior ones or something.
No, I've seen them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any interest in going to the theater to see it. I'll wait till it comes out on TV.
Yeah, to be honest, that's my takeaway. Unless you are like some kind of Deadpool super fan or something, just wait.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's
the downside is you might end up getting spoilers.
I don't
and
care.
that's gonna suck.
I don't care. I probably won't remember, or even if I do, it's not going to be that big of a deal because I'm not going to pay attention. I'm not going to actively look for it either. It's going to be one of those things where, oh, look, it's on Disney Plus now. Let me watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't even watched any of the new anything. I haven't seen like The Acolyte or any of that stuff. I haven't even finished what's that other Rebel, whatever that. One of the other Star Wars shows I haven't finished.
Yeah, I did do The Acolyte as well. It's okay.
Yeah. I just don't have the patience. I was watching Battlestar Galactica. I was like, oh, well, I was looking for a new show to watch, something new, new to me, right? And I was like, it's hard to go back and watch the Stargates. They're a little dated. But because part of it is like still in the old TV format, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Until you get a little further on into the series. And I kind of lost interest a little bit at some point, and then they left the streaming service I was watching it on, and I just haven't gone back to it yet. Maybe I will at some point. And then I also know that Colonel O'Neill what's his face leaves.
Richard Dean Anderson.
Yeah, Richard Dean MacGyver. Yeah, he leaves. And it's like, well, he's gone. It's like he's half the fun, you know? It's like not having Scott Bakula, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Quantum Leap or whatever. Or Dean Stockwell, at least he was in Battlestar Galactica.
Right? Yep. Which I enjoyed him in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw all of the new Quantum Leap that there apparently will not be more of now.
Yeah.
A little disappointing, but that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Unless somebody picks it up.
I mean, I suppose it's possible, but I don't find it likely.
There was rumors going around they were going to do a reboot of Battlestar Galactica again.
Ooh.
But that got shot down. That's not happening now. Or they might shop it around. I don't know, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But the Kira Thrace actor, Katie Sackhoff,
Mm-hmm.
she's in Mandalorian, so
Right.
but I don't know. I'd watch another one. But
Mm-hmm.
I was like looking for a new show. The Expanse was too boring. And I wanted sci-fi specifically. So I found it with Battlestar Galactica. And I don't know. Star Wars thing, it's like I've been looking forward to the Squadrons, show or movie or whatever they're going to do. And they haven't done it yet. They keep putting it off. And it's like they keep fucking dealing with all this lightsaber crap.
Yeah, and then yeah, it's like I mean that was part of the crap I think with Acolyte too, is that what it advertised did not match up with what the show was.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's the reason why I would give it as kind of a it's okay kind of rating.
But was it good on its own right, or was it just like meh?
It had its ups and downs. To be, I would say. I don't know if I would really say it was particularly bad or particularly good. Um, but yeah, I
Not
think that
exactly a glowing recommendation.
right. Um, yeah, like I wasn't blown away by it. Like it did some decent stuff. It had some mystery to it and whatever. Um, but I mean, if I imagine with the advertisements that you saw, it gave the impression that you were going to be watching kind of it from like more of a Sith perspective.
Hmm.
To be like, oh, well, maybe like this is why, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And yes, there is a bit more Sith perspective than a standard, you know, Star Wars thing,
Right.
but it's definitely still very hero focused.
Mm-hmm. Right. But you know, but where's the Star Wars? You know what I mean?
Right.
This is all Saber Wars. This has nothing to do with Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all on planets.
Yeah, boring.
In fact, yeah, I actually cannot think of a single. Shit. Okay, there's maybe one space thing now that I'm thinking about it. But that's it. Um, so basically none. There's
Mm-hmm.
basically none.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I watched that. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm all set. I don't need to see it. Probably not. I probably won't bother. I'm just kind of like tired of Star Wars in general because they don't do any Star Wars. Like I said, it's all about the fucking Jedi. I'm so bored about the fucking Jedi. You know, when the prequels came out, it was we haven't seen enough about the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was cool at the time. But now they've just super focused on that for whatever fucking reason. And they don't really seem to understand. Granted, like, yes, it's the characters, it's the story, it's the epic tale and Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker and all that, you know. And the bad guys too, but it's not just about spaceships. That's true,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean you can eliminate the spaceships. You still have to have that. And the most exciting thing about Star Wars, I mean, the original thing about Star Wars wasn't nobody was the first Star Wars movie, the very very first one, which I still argue is the best.
Mm-hmm.
You have what made that movie so great? Was it Obi-Wan Kenobi's duel with Darth Vader? No. No fucking way. You know?
Yeah.
It was
No,
the attack
it's.
on the Death Star. The end of the movie, the big epic battle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say even true with Return of the Jedi. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
again same big epic battle in space at the end of that?
Right, but they
It,
also
it
had the
goes with it.
juxtaposition of Luke fighting Vader.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again. But this time he wins, you know. So it was the tension build up there. But yeah, then they jumped between that and the Ewoks and all that stuff. So the Star Wars' biggest problem is there's too many fucking things going on at once.
Yeah,
And at
no,
least,
that does seem to be pretty common.
yeah. Where at least in the original, granted they jump back between cockpit scenes, Death Star scenes, Yavin,
Hmm.
and then outside the cockpits and stuff like that. But it was still, even though you're jumping from scene to scene, it's focused on the same battle. You know,
Hmm.
everyone's focused on the same battle. Where Phantom Menace was like jumping around between the Gungan shit. So you're watching a Pixar movie, and then you're watching,
Yeah.
um, Inside the Queen, and then you're watching the best lightsaber battle ever that has to be interrupted by a space battle that's mediocre, and difficult to watch and extreme. Had it been released today, it would have been called Cringe with young Anakin.
Hmm. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So you have stupid. It's just bad. It's just really bad. And those people defend the prequels. Oh, the prequels are so great because the sequels are so bad. It's like, you know what? You know what? No, the prequels are fucking terrible. I mean, granted, Rise of Skywalker is not great, but
Oh yeah, yeah. The sequels definitely were problematic for sure. I still need to rewatch them. Because since the last time we talked about them, I think I was like, oh yeah, I need to rewatch them. I still haven't. But yes, I don't expect my opinion to likely change
right. But it's
on them
still
overall.
it's still like, I'd rather watch Force Awakens than Phantom Menace.
Of course. Oh yes, yes, I would agree.
And I think any normal person that's not an avid Star Wars fan would agree. The only people that are going to disagree are like hardcore Star Wars nerds, and I really don't care about their opinion because they're so it's so everything that it's so skewed. Their opinion on media is so skewed, and Star Wars fans are the worst. I don't
Hmm.
know which one's worse, Star Trek fans or Star Wars fans. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's going back to Acolyte a little bit. Like that's I think a lot of the hate for Acolyte from the fans was black woman protagonist, and it's too woke.
Oh,
Like
that's really
I,
the
I was seeing a lot of that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, of course. But they're just looking for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's the the Venn diagram of neckbeard people
Mm-hmm.
um, that would share those views and like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that yeah, I think that hurt Acolyte more than I think it deserved to be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were still elements that I really liked, but the thing is, I'll admit I did not care for the main character. I did like her mentor though, Soul, which is his name. It's like an Asian guy. In fact, I don't know if you ever saw Squid Games, but it's the Asian
No,
guy from Squid Games.
no, I never saw that.
And yeah, he didn't speak English in Squid Games, so I'm under the impression he learned English
Hmm.
to maybe to get more acting gigs or something.
Hmm.
And
Or
yeah,
he already
it
knew and he just didn't
totally
need to
worked.
for his Squid Game.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That could have already been a thing.
I mean,
But anyway, it was not
it's
something I
fairly
expected
common in
because
a
he
lot
was
of other countries to learn a foreign language, and English is usually the one that people will learn.
Yeah, good point. I guess that is having more of an American-centric, like, oh wow, somebody goes out of their way to learn a second language, and yeah, you could have just already known it.
It's pretty common. It's much more common in other, especially
Yeah.
anybody that's in the arts. No matter what country you're from, if you're in the arts, you come from a privileged family, more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
You're not part of the proletariat. You're not a average worker. You're privileged, especially in America, but I mean even in other countries as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that means your parents had money and they had the time, and you had the time to learn all these different things.
Yeah, it's true. But anyway, I really liked him. He did a great job with that character, and I think the struggle that that character was going through was well done.
Hmm.
Also, the because you saw, I think you said you saw the Good Place.
Yes.
So yeah, the Asian guy in the Good Place is also in it,
Oh,
and
the guy
he
from
does really
Florida.
good too. Yeah, yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. And but I mean, a completely different character,
Hmm.
like night and day different kind of character.
Oh, of course. Obviously, I mean that character was very ultra specific in the Good Place, but
So yeah, he also did great.
oh, cool. I haven't seen any other
So I
movie.
enjoyed that, and I think it did, you know, continuing to say good things about it. It did a good job of, since it's supposed to be like 100 years before, of like foreshadowing kind of the fall of the Jedi, you know, coming because of the Jedi's like stringent religious viewpoints.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I was like, okay, that's nice.
Stringent. Oh, really? What would the
Yeah,
Jedi?
like it's still there. So basically, I guess without getting too spoilery
I
with
don't
it,
care. You can spoil it. It
um,
doesn't matter because I don't care.
fair enough. They so these Jedi come across a group of Force witches, if you want to, you know,
Wait a minute.
I
Weren't
don't
they
know.
in the Force Witches? Weren't they in that other show?
Yeah, so those are the fourth like Force witches of like Dathomir,
Hmm.
um, that are doing various stuff. This is like a different group. So I think basically anyone that uses the Force that aren't Jedi, the Jedi label is Force witches.
Hmm.
To I'm pretty sure that's kind of an accurate description. Um, so it's like unsanctioned Force use.
Unsanctioned by them.
Right, of course. Which is again the whole kind of thing.
Ah.
A bit. So they come across these people, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, so we noticed that you have two children among you that are force sensitive. So, um, you know, it's like you can't deny us from testing them, and if they are tested as force sensitive, taking them to live among the Jedi Order, with your permission, of course. But we're still doing that.
Hmm.
You know, like that kind of viewpoint. That it's just like, um, that's a little messed up,
Yeah.
you know, to have this view that only you guys can practice the Force, and you're going to actively like interfere with other cultures essentially that are, you know, not harming anyone.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I appreciated that. I thought that was done pretty well.
Can you dismantle anything in your inventory,
Oh,
or do you just sell it?
shit. I think to dismantle, yeah, I think you have to do it in town.
Ah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Interesting. I've never seen. Um. Like I said, I've never seen
I can't carry any more.
any of the acolyte, but
Yeah, like I said, I felt like it did some fairly decent stuff um, with its story, but I still it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. Although I do think that season two, the way they kind of set things up, could be going the direction of what I was more originally expecting.
mm,
So in that sense, I'm interested to see like season two if it does ultimately get more on that side of things.
gotcha. Yeah, maybe. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. The other movies I've seen was I just recently saw three movies actually in the last couple days. because I finished Battlestar Galactica, and I'm like, oh, I need something to watch, you know.
Sure.
And I didn't want to start like a new show or whatever, so I watched, yeah, because it came on Netflix, the Ghostbusters, the Frozen Empire or whatever.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then I watched, did you see that?
No.
Okay. Yeah. It's okay. It's one of those, like, we know this is a Ghostbusters movie and we're going to do Ghostbusters things.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
And it's very it's I don't know if it's completely predictable, but for the most part, and it's very fan servicey, and it doesn't make any sense really. And it's okay, but it's lacking something. Like the Afterlife one, I thought was pretty good. Did you see that one?
No.
That one I thought was pretty good. I enjoyed that one. It's still fan servicey, but it does it in a way I thought that was well done.
I'm overburdened.
Where this new one, like, kind of loses something.
I mean, that's the problem. Anytime you take an old property like that that you're trying to breathe new life into, and you know the only way that you're probably going to be successful is to be fan servicey.
Mm-hmm.
That you're just kind of stuck with that.
I guess. I mean, the only other, it's very rare to take a movie, to take an old franchise and like that old, like 1980s, early 90s old,
Mm-hmm.
where, like, well, they did it with Top Gun, but they didn't have to be fan servicey because it's just one guy,
True. Yeah, just get Tom Cruise back. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's not, because they did also get Val Kilmer back.
True, but now they
that
killed
was a
him
big
off, so
deal.
when they have to do Maverick 2, they don't have to worry about him,
Yeah.
which they're doing, which is fine, but what makes those movies exciting is the fact that they film real aircraft. They don't use CGI. It's all real aircraft,
Mhm.
with filmed with an IMAX camera. It's like, yeah, that's what makes those movies exciting.
Carry anymore.
It's like, what practical effects are a good thing?
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll definitely go see if they do another one of those, just for that. I don't even care if the movie sucks. I just want. It's just like going. I can't. They don't have fucking air shows up here anymore, so this is the best I can get.
Yeah, we actually still have them down here in Texas. Every October, I hear them overhead like all the time.
Oh wow.
Both practicing and then doing the air show itself.
Wow, that's cool. I bet you that's something in Texas. I'm sure they have more of. It's a bigger deal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I live near the
NASA. Right?
There's a Ellington Air Force Base out here.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And yeah, that's where they kind of do a lot of that kind of stuff, I think.
Plus, you're not that far from NASA, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's right all in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was we supposed to be going down? We're probably supposed to be going down. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have like an aerial museum down here too, where there's I still haven't been there yet, but they have like a whole lot of like older planes and stuff.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, yeah, I thought. Oh.
Fair enough. Take that.
So oh shit. Was there stuff to grab? I just like jumped right through. Yeah.
I'm overburdened.
Here we go.
Sounds like Ewan McGregor. Not his voice, is it?
Yeah, I just got a badass helmet. I got Leoric's crown. It is legendary.
Cool. Got a sword.
And it was it's intelligence based, so yeah, it was pretty a perfect find for me.
Yeah, so yeah, that would be cool. So anyway, watched that. It was okay. It was, like I said, it was fine. And then I watched The Hunt.
You finally saw The Hunt.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can't carry
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
I thought that was funny.
Right?
That's hilarious.
So many, yeah, just fun stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it was on Freevee with ads, but
mhm,
I just like I don't care. I'm just gonna watch them. I'm watching
right.
ads with Battlestar Galactica this whole time, so why not? You know?
To bring that monster Leoric back to this world.
Oh, whoops. Okay, stuff's happening now. All right. Ooh, I got some kind of awesome offhand item.
Hmm.
I'm overburdened.
Hmm.
So we're doing that. Okay, great. And then town portaling. Cool. 'Cause, yeah, I'm probably gonna. I think I have a few abilities to like put runes into
Well, I
or
can't use
something.
a magic bow. I can't use these things.
Sucks.
Crossbow. Um. Everything's a frackin' Cylon. I'm a Cylon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I actually really liked that guy, uh like
Saul.
you know, yeah, Saul.
Ty. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Um yeah, just he was just so fun for me
Oh
going through
yeah, I
that
enjoyed
show.
him too. I had Gaius.
Hmm.
I like the whole cast. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Adama. Yeah, just everyone was. It was great. It's like that's the thing about a show like that that's gone. It's like, oh man, it's like Friends like leaving.
Hmm.
I can't
It's like
carry
all of a
anymore.
sudden you have these it's like you lost some friends left town
Hmm.
or something. I don't know how else to describe it. Um so yeah, I saw The Hunt and then I watched Detective Pikachu.
Oh, nice. Okay. I didn't realize you hadn't seen that.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I just watched that one last night. That was actually fun. I really enjoyed that.
Hmm. Yeah, I think they did a good job of that.
Mhm.
I think what else I've seen. I've actually been watching a few animes lately, so that's been a lot of my stuff.
Oh. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I was trying to think if there's been. I know for shows coming up, we're gonna get another season of Only Murders in the Building, so I'm pretty excited for that.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, I'll also finish The Boys, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
waiting on
I
that.
haven't even started that. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I still actually would really recommend that one because it has a very like
Out of room.
um making fun of political kind of stuff to it.
Oh, I might enjoy it.
Um, oh yeah, I'm pretty positive you would for that because like so I don't know if you had heard, but there's a like this most recent season got a lot of negative reviews
Yeah, I saw that.
and yeah, and it's basically like a bunch of Republicans went like, wait a minute, they're making fun of us.
Oh, so it finally dawned on him.
Yeah, exactly because it's been doing that the whole time.
Yeah, I would imagine it's very rare that where it's the other way around.
Yeah. Well, and I will say there is some making fun of the lefts as well.
Well, there's always room
It's
for
not
both, but
entirely.
you know,
Yeah, but it is by far making fun of Republicans more.
yeah.
And season 4 did not hold back. Like I would say 1 through 3 was kind of like oh hey, yeah, we know what we're doing. You know, anyone with half a brain probably knows what we're doing. But this time they were like, okay, we can't make it any clearer, guys. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. So
So
that's
yeah.
funny. So I wonder if like
What?
I wonder if like the creators or whatever like looked online and stuff and they were like, oh, these people think that we're making fun of the other side. It's like, no. And they just had
Oh
to
yeah,
finally go out of their way to like really be obvious.
yeah. There's a decent chance of that.
It's kind of like I don't know if you know who D. Snyder is.
Not just from the name, no.
He was a front man for Twisted Sister.
Oh, then no, I wouldn't know.
Okay. Well, anyway, but they had the song "We're Not Gonna Take It," right?
Oh, okay.
So
That's them. Okay.
yeah. Anyway, the right wing, would use that song,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Fuck you for using that," and you can't use it anymore. By the way, I think they pulled it, because it was like what we were talking about were you people when we wrote that
Mm-hmm.
song. We're not going to take it from you conservatives,
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was getting at.
So yeah, it's like this song is not for you.
The song is not for you. No, not at
Yeah.
all. So I forget that he did tweet it. It was years ago now,
Mm-hmm.
during Trump's first administration. Um, um, that's just funny.
Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the wounded.
That
She was out defending the gates this morning.
that right wing people actually think these things are for them. Because like Bruce
Mm-hmm.
Springsteen said, no, you can't use my music at Trump rallies anymore.
Yeah, all they got now is Kid Rock.
And Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, good lord.
So silly to me.
My dearest,
Yeah,
What-
seeing that, I was like,
do not
where did they
feel
dig him up
sorry.
from? Like, I
Florida.
I feel like I have not heard his name in 20 years.
More than
Florida.
words can say.
Right?
But in the end,
Fate
is a cruel mistress. Your
But I think
strength
what's
is needed
funny
to end the
is that
horrors beset
the
this
Democrat,
world.
you never,
My
do you ever see a
wish
celebrity
is that
at a
you
Democratic
find
thing?
your path.
Occasionally.
Always.
Yeah, I mean, I know there was a good bit of celebrities involved with the various like Zoom meetings that they did of like white women for Kamala and white men for
They do
Kamala,
that. But I
etc.
mean,
Yeah, that
we'll
kind of
see.
thing.
I guess isn't the Democratic National Convention soon?
Yeah, I think from my understanding, it should be pretty shortly that we're looking at.
I'm
Even
sure
though
they'll.
she already has all the
I'm sure there'll be some
things
sort of
before.
celebrity. But I mean, like, I don't know. And everybody embraces celebrity to a certain degree. There's always somebody like endorsing somebody, but it seems like, I don't know. It just always seems like with the Democrats that the celebrity is going out of their way to endorse the Democrats, where the right wing, it sounds like they're being paid,
Right?
even though I'm sure Hulk Hogan does believe what he says. But like Kid Rock, he just I watched the RNC and most of it anyway, and he just came out and did his one fucking song and then left. That was it. That was it.
Nice.
He didn't speak. He didn't say
Did you
anything.
see the Trump speech on the RNC?
Unfortunately. Ugh.
Yeah,
93 minutes
that
of
was long.
brutality.
And following up with that, did you see the recent thing that was going around social media where Trump was doing an interview or whatever with black women journalists?
I haven't seen that yet, but I
That's worth watching.
okay, because
Because the RNC people were like, "Oh wow, he really flubbed this one" or whatever, and I watched it and I was just like, "This seems pretty standard fare for him." Like, whatever. I wasn't that
That's what
blown
I
away.
thought, right? I thought
Yeah.
that's pretty standard. Yeah.
But no, this other one, like it is like it is everything you would be wanting to watch one of these for, to just see him just like fail nonstop for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It was great to see how much he was just being like flabbergasted and like like he unable to like control the crowd and narrative and like not being able
Hmm.
to like control the questioning, and oh my god, it was, I mean, they actually ended it early. I don't know if you were aware of that.
Didn't know. I haven't seen anything. It's
Yeah.
one of the videos is one of the things I just haven't watched yet. I
Hmm.
guess I just haven't gotten that far or whatever. It just didn't interest me when I saw that come up. I'm just like, oh, whatever. Trump made another mistake. Whatever.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
big.
brutal.
Okay, good. It's like,
um yeah, like, in fact, I would go so far as to say it would be interesting to like watch it with you.
oh,
Kind of bad.
we can do that.
Yeah, that could be something for us to look into doing, because at least that was my takeaway when I saw it, that I was just like, damn, he is being destroyed.
All right. Well, maybe next time we can look at that and say like, all right, I can pull that up and we can get the desktop audio going and we can do that.
Hmm. And yeah, it's only 35 minutes, so it's not super long.
Hmm. That would be fun to do that, actually.
Hmm.
Um, I just have to. Maybe we don't have to necessarily. I don't know how much time you have during the week.
I mean, it can be a thing for sure. Because yeah, I get home at normal time, whatever.
What's normal time?
Oh, so like in the standard, like working
9 to 5.
8 to 5 as they now go by.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
that yeah, like I'm getting home at like 5:36,
Okay.
around there.
My schedule changes week to week, but typically the latest I'm home is like 9:30 my time. But that's like one day out of the week, maybe. Not every day. So like, I'm somewhat flexible, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the weekends are tough because that's the hardest thing for me. Like Saturdays are usually pretty. If I don't have a gig, Saturdays are usually good. But I know you do Chinese, so.
We haven't been doing that as regularly lately.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if anything, it's on Saturdays, like almost every other Saturday now. I've been visiting a friend of mine that's like in the North Houston area, so it's I'm doing like about an hour drive to go visit him.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm usually there most of the day. And then also lately, the places we've been going to for restaurant wise have been getting a bit more expensive, and it's just been like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, but we've also been doing this so regularly for so long.
Yeah. I was wondering
might
how
be-
long you were going to keep that up because it's like Chinese it's good, but it does. How many times can you? I usually have Chinese like I finally found a decent one next to me,
Mm-hmm.
and we get it like every other week maybe, on average. So sometimes we'll get it like I might get it next week, and then I'll go like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and get it again, and whatever. But it's pretty good. It's like for a while there, I had like I would go months, like 6 months or more, without ever touching any Chinese food because there just wasn't anything worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It was all that kind of like dumbed up gourmet, Asian fusion stuff that's just like, or super authentic Chinese food, which we really don't have here. They have that's more New York, but it's like, I don't want that. I just want standard American Chinese food. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but just the stuff that you used to have when you were a kid in America. It's not
Yeah.
authentic. I get it. I don't care. It tastes good. That's what I want.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean that's
sometimes I
understandable.
just want a vanilla ice cream cone.
Mm-hmm.
I just want generic Walmart ice cream. I want cheap shit. Sometimes I just want a fucking Twinkie. Not really. I don't hate Twinkies.
Yeah, it's not really much of a thing anymore.
No, they exist.
Well, I guess you can still get Twinkies, but yeah.
Sometimes I want to. You know what I rediscovered recently? That's actually like, what the fuck have I been missing? Is
What's that?
gas station coffee and soda fountain drinks.
Interesting. I wouldn't have gone with that myself, but well, you know what? To be fair, it's probably in a gas station. I did get an icy the other day, and I was like, man, why am I not getting ices more often?
Right? Yeah. Exactly. That's what I mean.
So there's that.
They gave me a free Slurpee at Speedway,
Oh yeah, Slurpee. Yeah.
and I was like, "Do you have Speedways down there?"
No, not that I'm aware of anywhere around here.
Okay, well, it's a gas station chain up here.
Sure.
And they must be adjacent. They must be connected to 7-Eleven in some capacity because they have 7-Eleven products in their store.
Yeah, we're getting actual branded 7-Elevens here recently. Like there's been like 3 new 7-Elevens that have opened within like half a mile of me.
Oh wow! So basically the same thing. Anyway, they have these Sweet Lightning Mountain Dews and Watermelon Mountain Dews and all these. And I was just like, oh my god, it's like, and they like, oh my god, it's really good. And you know, yeah, I know it's all sugar and it's all bad for you. What? As I drink beer, it's like, okay, whatever. It tastes good. It gives me a little bit of boost of energy, and it's cheap. I can get this giant drink for like $1.50. And you go to the grocery store or whatever, and you open the, you know, the thing right next to the cash register, the refrigerator. You're paying what, $2.50, $3 for this tiny little bottled thing? Fuck that. Go to the gas station.
Right?
Anyway, it's just little shit like that. So like, it's like the other store I don't go to very often is Walmart because I don't have one near me. But I do now because of my job, that I have to drive by one to get to the job and drive by it on the way back home. So I stopped in the other day and I'm like, oh, the prices in Walmart are pretty reasonable. For the food, the supercenters, you know? At least I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty decent.
Yeah. So, like, it's close to, like, Market Basket. Very close in terms of pricing. A few things are a little more expensive here and there, but generally it's pretty good. But I
still like Aldi. Admittedly.
There's Aldi's around here, yeah, but Aldi's is like, they don't really have a lot of the same stuff, and I don't know, I've heard a lot of bad stories with like a lot of, you know, a lot of recalls and shit like that on a lot of their food. And if I didn't have anything else, if I didn't have an alternative, I might go to Aldi a little bit more. But since Market Basket is roughly the same price as Aldi, I just go there.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you can still get all the brand name stuff because Market Basket will sell stuff at a loss and make it up in volume. So, like, if you, like, take a bag of Doritos, right? Or Lay's potato chips or whatever, and it says $5.99 stamped on the bag. Market Basket will sell it for $3.99. So they're taking a loss, but they're only paying like $2.99. Probably. But they'll just like sell out. I mean, I went there today. I was just like, holy shit, it's so packed. It was just so many fucking people. They had every register going.
Jeez.
and there were lines out every single register. And they don't have self-checkouts. It's all human.
That's nice to see, because that has not been surviving.
Right. Yeah, that's one market, but one of the Market Basket's things is that they will not have self-checkout. And they're kicking Stop and Shop's ass, which is awesome. Which is kind of like has been the local brand. But Stop and Shop is owned by a bigger conglomerate. I forget who else, what else they own. I think it's Kroger or Food Lion or one of those. It's either Kroger thing, or Albertsons or something like that, right? Although Albertsons has closed down a lot of its stores.
Yeah, yeah. I know they're trying to do a merger right now.
Yeah. So anyway, Stop and Shop is part of a big conglomerate, a big corporation. So where Market Basket is completely local, New England based. But they still have the same stuff. They have all the same stuff. Like everything is the same. There's a couple of things that they may not have, and it's usually just, we just don't have that in that flavor. Like one of the things for whatever reason, and it's not that they don't have it, they just sell out of it. Like that is the Lori salt.
Oh yeah, I love Lori salt.
Yeah, they have it, but they only have the low sodium version.
Weird.
And they do have a space for the other one, but it's always gone every time I go there. I'm like, oh my God. And so I use it quite frequently. In fact, I'm going to use it later. I make some food. So I went, now that I'm going to Walmart, I go to Walmart and buy it because you can get the bigger containers of it. So that'll last me much longer. I mean, it's not as big as something you'd get at like Costco or BJ's or whatever, but
Sure.
that's cost. You got to pay for the, A to go there. I'm like, not worth it. Even if you had kids, I don't know if it'd be worth it. Maybe. I mean, like I said, with the Market Basket thing, it makes it worth it.
Right.
Other than that,
Let's probably down this other path. Well, no, it could be up there. Let's go up there.
yeah, conservatives are fucking weird, huh?
Yeah, it's great how much that's actually like gaining traction.
I like that.
With
I think
people.
that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's resonating.
Yeah, because they are.
Yeah, I mean, in general, everything with Kamala's, campaign, like I've been so pleasantly surprised by the outcome since Biden stepped aside.
Let's get coconut pilled. That's what I say.
Yeah. And it's that great thing about saying like, oh well, maybe Trump needs to set aside the equally, and it's like, yeah, but that's the difference between Biden and Trump. Trump will never do that.
Right. And it's just amazing. And they're panicking, man. They are panicking. The Republican, the Republican base, whole thing, they're just freaking the fuck out. They have no idea what to do. They don't know how to attack her.
Yeah.
They have no idea. The only thing they can do is either attack her in a way that's incredibly sexist and misogynist, or
racist.
Her laugh, I guess, which just comes off
weird,
endearing,
but not.
It's
like that's the best they can do.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I have my issues. I had my issues with Kamala Harris, but in the current state of affairs, of course, I would go for Kamala Harris. Of course, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, yeah, I'd much rather have had Bernie Sanders or whatever.
Hmm.
And I mean, and even Pete Buttigieg is growing on me a little bit.
Oh yeah, all his TV appearances lately have
Hmm.
just been amazing.
I know. I mean, I
Um,
know he's playing the game. He's playing the political. Oops. He's playing the political game. I get it. And he's like, he stood by Biden. I wasn't going to support Kamala. You know, well, Kamala wasn't even considered at the time. Like if you watch
right, right.
the last Bill Maher, you watch his
I
appearance
did.
on
I
there.
saw that.
Yeah, it's like,
Yep.
yeah. It's like I watched it after the fact. I just saw it today actually. And I was like,
Hmm.
you know, like yeah, you're standing by Biden. It's like, but come on, man. But I get it. At
Yeah,
the time,
and then the Daily Show gives you the update.
right? Yeah, exactly. That literally the Monday, yeah, because Friday to Monday, 3 days later.
Hmm.
Um, it's insane how quick things happen these days. I always wonder, is that a social media thing? You know,
And I don't know.
or is that just like the way things are now? Like shit just fucking happens that quickly.
I mean, I definitely think it's some social media because, like, back in the day, it would always be like, "Oh, do you see what's on the news? Yeah, turn on the news."
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Right.
Um, and like they do in TV movies all the time. Um, but yeah, now it's just literally like, oh, if you open Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
if you open Facebook or what,
It's just the same thing. It's
Instagram.
just more direct and quicker,
Yeah,
and it's the same concept. It's just
it's like
more
on
of
demand.
on demand,
Yeah.
on demand politics.
So yeah, I'm not sure where it is we're supposed to be going at this point. You know,
Yeah, you can't double click. You can't double click. Oh, you can right click. Ah,
is it not? No, that's not. Mhm.
yay! I have a ring.
Ah, okay.
Um,
Um.
interesting.
Oh yeah, we haven't checked the upper right yet. Okay, it might be in that direction.
I don't know. I think, yeah, his appearances though have been great, and then he, as his job, it's like I don't think he'll get VP, but when is she supposed to, I thought she was supposed to pick her VP today, or are they waiting?
I I also thought that, and when I saw the latest thing I saw on what was like CNN was them saying like she's doing final deliberations between Shapiro, Waltz, and someone that wasn't uh Buttigieg. So I'm thinking Buttigieg is out at this point.
I would hope so, because the only reason why I say that is because he's doing such a great job at what he's doing right now
True.
that I just don't want to see him. I don't want to put anybody else in there. Not right now, anyway. Like he still needs to fix a lot of the issues, but what's going on? The head of Department of Transportation, he's just like clobbering these airlines,
Mm-hmm.
and you need that. I was watching this
Yeah,
YouTube video.
he's been doing things in this position where like we've never who even was the Secretary of Transportation in previous administrations.
Yeah, no, no
Kind of
idea.
difference,
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
he's young.
So.
He's got a bright, long future.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine.
Keep your distance from him. This burden is mine to bear.
Yeah, it's true. We probably will see him having more of prominence.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, going forward.
As long as we have an election again.
You're right. God damn.
Assuming that, which brings me to the vote blue, because I would like to see another election again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's those comments that Trump made to the Christian group.
Yeah,
or
yeah, I
whatever.
saw
It's like
that.
just one more time, and then you have to do it again.
Mm-hmm. It's a little ambiguous.
And everyone's like, "Oh, you know, he didn't mean it like that." And us on the left were like, "No, he clearly did."
Mm-hmm. It's like, even if he didn't, it's It's so vague
Mm-hmm.
or ambiguous. Like what it's that
Yeah.
how it's too close for comfort. Be more specific then. If you didn't act, and he wouldn't answer the question on Fox News, they grilled him about that, and he would not
Yeah.
answer the question directly. So there you go. To me, that means he either is too stupid or just whatever. I think he knows what he's doing sometimes. Sometimes I
Oh
think
yeah.
he knows what he's doing, and he's trying to keep it vague.
Guess we're doing that.
He's trying to keep it very vague intentionally. He's keeping it very vague on purpose. So people can be like, maybe they think I said that. Maybe they think I said this. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's all a big game show to him. It really, really is a big reality show to him.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I mean, I don't know. If he gets elected, is it really going to affect my direct, immediate life? Probably not.
At least not at first.
Not at first. Um, but it's possible. Especially now that he has like a lunatic like JD Vance and fucking in office or in as VP. They're probably regretting that decision
Right.
because according to him, the biggest problems is single cat ladies and what? Oh yeah, he wants a federal abortion ban. He wants to ban porn,
Right.
and he fucks couches. I mean, apparently. Or have you seen that meme?
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
That whole thing's been going around.
Okay.
And I know. I mean, yeah, both John Oliver and Daily Show covered that.
Covered
as
that,
well.
yeah. I'm sure does he prefer, do you prefer Lazy Boy or
Right.
or
Oh yeah, just following
I
around.
don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know brands of couches.
I know, right? But yes, those are some good bits.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is, I mean, how much that was able to stick. Like, it wasn't just like somebody said that and they were just like, "Oh, okay, yeah." What is even is that? Move on.
I don't know.
It it gains traction because people are like, "Yeah, this guy totally looks like somebody that would though."
Weird stuff just gains traction in general. Like I don't get the whole Haktua thing. Like,
Yeah, oh yeah, I never looked into that obviously.
so annoying. It's disgusting.
I am on board for the one shooter, the Olympic shooter from Turkey though. Like all the fun they're having there. I'm like, okay, that's just fun, innocent, like.
Oh, I didn't see that. What's that?
Doing some stuff. So it's basically like this guy that's Olympic shooter from Turkey. He won the silver, but he just looks like like a stereotypical like 50-year-old dad or something, just casually with his hand in his pocket holding out the gun and with glasses and everything, and he's just shooting.
Oh.
and the pose and the look on his face and everything, like people are taking it to be like, okay, so this guy, like we all agree, this guy used to be like an assassin, right? He's not actually like an Olympic shooter.
Hmm.
Um, like it's that kind of thing going. And the thing is, like, what also is gaining that kind of discussion is that when you compare him to all the other Olympic shooters, like they're wearing all these like specialized like eye equipment that like blocks out one of their eyes and like I guess maybe like holds their head in place or something.
Mm.
It's they look like something out of some like cyber, futuristic whatever.
Hmm.
And he's literally just a guy wearing regular eyeglasses with a gun.
Mm. So he's
So
just
I'm like, okay, that's fun.
yeah.
You know that no nothing's being harmed by this because it's like uplifting him as being like, look how awesome this guy is,
Hmm.
and like taking it and like somebody did like a little comic of like the Turkey government coming to him and being like, all right, we got one last job for you, and he's like, oh, I'm retired.
Hmm.
That kind of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I believe the sword made
Yeah.
whole will restore your
Oh, I got one
memory.
other thing. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Odin are rampaging
Oh yeah,
through
sure.
the fields. Could the sword have anything to do with that?
Of course, of course. Just as the dead rose.
It's possible.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I think the interesting thing with the beginning of the Olympics where the
Oh, so I didn't watch that, but yes, I did hear the controversy about that.
I watched it only because I was at a gig and it was on TV. And I was just like,
Oh,
what
okay.
the fuck is this? People are weird. This whole world is just weird, you know? And then
Right.
I look back on it and I go, oh, okay, I see what they're doing, like this artistic interpretation of whatever. Which I figured what it was. It was just France being France.
Well, like what a shocker.
Yeah, right. And then everyone was just like, oh my God, a mockery of the Last Supper. It's like, it's the Greek Parthenon, you dumbass. What the fuck? Are people, it just, what? It was obviously Greek in influence
Hmm.
from the beginning part. Was the god that the blue guy was like Dionysus, I think, right?
Well, I say again, I didn't see it, but I
Mm.
just kind of heard
But anyway,
generally
the
concept.
it was obviously Greek, not Christian, you know.
My service is
But
yours.
Hmm.
Christians are so
Hmm.
self-centered; they think everything revolves around them.
Yeah, exactly.
Greeks were before you, dude. Quite a bit before Christianity. But they can't help themselves. They just can't help themselves. I don't understand them. I don't know if you saw the latest Bill Maher, um,
No.
where he talked
Well,
about the
okay.
religious
The,
thing with the
has
Trump.
there been a more recent one since Pete Buttigieg?
No,
Oh, okay. Then yes, I saw that.
you saw that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was the one where he's on, like, the religious people can't help but incur, all the religion on Trump after the shooting,
Mm-hmm.
after the attempt. It's like, yeah. It was funny. But I mean, well, I can just do it this way. Oh, it's so much faster. Nice. So I don't really have much else. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff that other things that have happened, but
Well, I know one thing since we last talked, and this is a little old news now, but the Supreme Court decision giving presidents basically immunity,
oh yeah.
which yeah,
Bad.
because I want to note that like I think it was really well done. What I saw somebody on social media say, by comparison of almost everyone else talking about it, that technically it doesn't give presidents immunity. It gives the Supreme Court the ability to decide if a president is immune,
Mm.
or maybe not just the Supreme Court, but all courts. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so it's like basically saying like people are like, oh well, now Biden can do whatever the fuck he wants, blah blah blah, and they're like, this one person is pointing out like, no, it means that they can decide Trump can do whatever the fuck he wants, and Biden they would totally hold accountable.
Right. Exactly. Which, of course, once they repeal or whatever, change, what is that, Schedule F
Mm-hmm.
through with Project 2025,
Right. God.
where they make
Oh,
where
that's
they reclassify federal employees, so they're basically working for the administration as opposed to the federal government.
yeah. I heard about.
So
I think that was one of the things John Oliver talked
he
about.
did, yeah.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things, yeah. You have to. That's the most important thing of that entire 900-page bullshit wish list from the right is changing that, and then basically you put loyalists in place. And if you put loyalists in place and you have a lot of conservative judges, they will easily say the president is immune.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. Dangerous territory. We already know he doesn't want to relinquish power. I don't know how anybody can say, like, oh, these people are so... Like fucking Joe Rogan. What a fucking idiot. You know?
I mean, because people don't remember this for whatever reason, but back in 2019, 2020, when Trump was running for re-election, then they were already talking about a 2024 election, like as though he was going to run a third time somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, you could maybe say like, oh well, that was just wishful thinking, or oh, we really meant like the administration as a whole, not really him per se. Blah blah blah. But it didn't seem that way when I was, from what I saw.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They're not going to stop, He already tried to overturn the election once. So, I mean, of course he's not going to do... You think he's going to let things go again? I wouldn't, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be his VP. Good God. The last one, they tried to hang him.
Which is just, I mean, it's crazy how much people keep, like, somehow glossing over that, but that are willing to vote for him. Because like there's no takeaway.
They don't care about the VP. They never did. They don't give a shit. It's Trump. They don't care. Trump voters and Republican voters, generally speaking, they don't care about J.D. Vance, and they know damn good and well the vice president has zero power. Look what Kamala's been. Has any vice president ever in the history of the United States done? Fuck all.
Well, so, with not getting too much spoilery on that, but that is actually one of the points that Trump makes in the thing I was going to say for you to watch. Because, that's the stance they're taking now, because he was asked about, his choice for VP.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I mean, that's not like, the VP actually matters.
Right. Well, it doesn't. It's unfortunately true. He's there as a backup, really. He's kind of like a designated survivor, He's just the person that you get in place if the president, something happens, right?
Yeah.
I can't think of
Which is the question he was asked, is that, in such a circumstance, is J.D. Vance ready on day one? And rather than actually answer the question, he's just like, oh yeah, VPs don't matter.
Mm-hmm. But they don't.
Yeah, it's true. Well, and I think, considering there was a recent assassination attempt,
I mean,
it does make the question a little bit more.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
important.
I mean, obviously, they're given jobs to do, and if they should be doing their job, and they should do their job really well. And I guess there's one line of contention you could go after Kamala Harris on.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, if you're electing the, oldest presidential nominee, I think it's a fair point that something could happen.
Mm-hmm.
The classic saying of being one heartbeat away from presidency, I think, is a little bit more meaningful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, personally, all things being equal, I would say I would not be a huge fan of a J.D. Vance suddenly president.
Right. No, of course not. God, no.
Yeah.
And so that's the danger. And that's like, it's more like, are you okay with them, taking over if something were to happen? Or are you afraid of them taking over? So it's like, that's what you're really concerned with. But the Republicans don't care. Because the thing is that J.D. Vance and his viewpoints is kind of what they agree with already anyway.
Yeah.
So they're fine with that. He's more extreme, I think. I don't know if he's more extreme than Pence, but maybe. Optically, he is.
I think it depends on the issue.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, Vance has that whole thing of wanting to give somehow more votes to people that are parents.
Right. Yeah.
Which I haven't really seen them frame that in the sense of being, like, against the LGBTQ community, but I feel like somebody should be doing that. Just in the sense that, more likely they are going to not have children as a comparison to...
Right, well, he probably doesn't want them to have children, because isn't he against same-sex marriage?
I mean, absolutely. I'm sure, they would be all over the whole, like, legally blocking, like, adoption and the like.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they want to overturn same-sex marriage anyway. So they want to make abortion the federal abortion ban is what he wants.
Yeah, it's... Which just goes to show with, Trump keeps saying, like, oh, no, see, I'm not really, like, for, like, a national abortion ban, blah, blah, blah. But then, picks a candidate for VP that is. So, yeah, I'm sure if he even does actually have that view, it's not a very strongly held one.
Yeah. He doesn't give a shit. He never gave a shit. You don't think he ever gives a shit. He never cares. But what about, like I think, yeah, I feel like he got pressured into that by apparently his kids and Elon Musk or something.
Yeah, I've heard that as a possibility. Which it's still weird to me that Elon Musk would be so on board from like a business perspective, being the head of Tesla,
Right.
to be on the side of anti-electric cars.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like,
That's what I was just saying today. I was just like, how the fuck can you have this guy, this owner of this supposed green energy Tesla electric car thing, and then you're voting for the anti-climate change party?
mhm.
The climate, not this the climate change denial party, which is insane at this
Yeah.
point. But there's so
Mhm.
many stupid fucking people out there. It's amazing how people can deny facts because there's just an anti-establishment, anti-government bias out there. Period. It doesn't matter what it is. Like where conspiracy theories come from and fucking all other sorts of nonsense, mysticism and quantum mysticism or whatever
Mhm.
believing in idiots like Deepak Chopra and all that crap. And bullshit people tell you about water, There's a great YouTuber. His name is called Professor Dave. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Great stuff. Where he just like debunks everything.
Nice. Always liking the sound of that. Speaking of YouTuber, not that I'm a watcher of his, but have you heard all the stuff for Mr. Beast?
Only something about some trans person, a friend of his or something. I don't know.
So yeah, it's a trans person, friend of his, whatever. But I guess it's part of like his team or whatever bullshit. That has apparently been found with a bunch of like pedophilia.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, oh, okay, well, obviously, they're going to fire this person, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they're looking even a little bit into it, they're finding out that he was maybe not directly involved, but definitely knew about it and did nothing.
Ah.
So, yeah, it's not looking great for him. In that sense of just like, dude, like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So Mr. Beast knew about it and didn't do anything?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and was just like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, no.
Like that kind of attitude.
Mm.
So yeah, it's not like, I guess, as directly, but it's enough to where I would like to think that still should not be supported.
Right. It's still, yeah. I mean, I get it. You're trying to protect your friend, whatever, but it's like, dude, it's like when you have that much of a pull in society and you have that much influence over people, it's like everybody related to you matters.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you have that kind of influence, I'm sorry, but if you happen to have somebody working for you, I don't care how close of a friend they are, and you find out something fucked up about that person, they gotta go. You gotta get rid of them. You know, if you don't want to shame them publicly, that's fine. I think that's respectable enough, but you have to distance yourself from that person and cut them out of your life.
Yeah, exactly. Like that seems like a one of those reasonable stances to take that most people would objectively do, rather than doing like literally nothing and allowing it to continue.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy. It sucks
Mm-hmm.
because it's this person your friend has been your friend for God knows how many years, and you've been hanging out with them, and it's all of a sudden like you find out this shitty thing about them, and then it's like, no, this can't be true. You deny it, and then all of a sudden, the evidence mounts, and it's like, oh fuck, Eventually, you got to come to terms with reality, and you gotta say bye, And that it needs to happen in general. People need to have that, especially people with influence, more than anybody else, because you're setting an example of what's acceptable.
Exactly.
And this is why it's always kind of it's tough being a personality, being a you know, a known public figure of any kind. If you get any kind of notoriety, even on fucking YouTube, you even smaller YouTube channels create their own drama or get caught up in drama because somebody's doing it's something like that. Not necessarily that, but something that gets them fucked up, you know? That starts fucking with their brand. And they have to defend it. It's weird. Every YouTuber I've ever seen that it follows, whether it's politics or social commentary or whatever, gets involved in some sort of scandal somewhere along the line.
It does seem that way, yeah.
Okay, not everyone. I don't know if I've ever heard of any scandal with Sam Cedar or David Pakman. But Kyle Kalinske, yes. Although it was all just internal drama that got publicized, so it wasn't really anything that important. It wasn't like pedophilia type stuff. I mean, that's serious.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going back to Deckard Cain first, it looks like.
Do I click this? Yeah.
Yeah, we could still, like, I guess, leave the area here.
It's like the problem with the Lolicon stuff, you know? That's a big red flag.
The what stuff?
Lolicon?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's like, you know, like anime children.
Oh, yeah, that does not sound great.
And a lot of the times people will use it as like their avatars, and it's like, you know, they're like little children. It's weird, and it's kind of fucked. It's weird and fucked up. Like, there isn't technically anything illegal about it, but it's like sussy.
Yeah, that's a way to put it. It's sussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's. And I mean, I've heard in general there are a lot of dark sides to conventions. Like, not every convention, but there are still ones that do have some pretty, like, I was gonna say just more like rapey kind of stuff, but still.
Yeah, that too.
It's stuff that needs to be fixed. Like, whoever runs these conventions need to take a good hard look at themselves and say, like, are we one of those? And what do we have in place to prevent becoming one if we're not?
Right. So you don't get that at Star Trek convention. Not that I know of.
Yeah, you just have like a bunch of engineers pulling out their starship schematics. Questioning.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm planning to build my own enterprise, and so I need to make sure that this discrepancy is corrected. Like, sure, man. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, which, yeah, I don't remember if I mentioned, I watched Star Trek Prodigy Season 2.
Oh, I haven't seen any of that.
The first one, I'd say maybe takes a little getting into, even though I still really liked it. It is clearly, even both seasons, more geared toward kids, you know?
Yeah.
So, sure. But they still do a really good job, I think, with it overall. And Season 2 is a lot more like a direct continuation of the Voyager crew story. So that's
After they get
fun.
back to Earth?
Yeah.
Oh. And it's the original cast, right? Or their voices?
Yes, for the ones that are in it.
So they're not all in it.
Correct. It is not all of them.
So who's missing?
Father's grown suspicious of us, but that's
Admittedly, most of them. But
Really?
so season 1, like, do you know the premise of what the show started? Okay, so in season 1, it's these kids of various alien races that are being like forced as like slave labor miners And they
And they're miners.
stumble across. Yeah, they're
Oh,
miners.
miners. Are they? Are they miners or just miners?
Yeah, no, that's their yeah, exactly. They are miners. Um, but anyway, so they stumble across this like buried starship that's that's a Starfleet starship, but otherwise is in pretty much good working condition with the exception of being buried for some unknown reason. And on board, when they finally get power and everything working, there is a Captain Janeway hologram that is meant to be an assistant hologram for anyone that would ever use the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So in the very first season, the entire thing is these like non-Starfleet aliens that have like no real experience are working kind of with her, under her, etc., to try to get to the Federation because she describes the Federation and they're like, wow, yeah, that sounds great. Let's go
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole first season is her.
Mm-hmm.
It's still from that. And then throughout the episodes, as things are getting more tied in with regular events, not only do you have hologram Janeway, but then you also have Admiral Janeway trying to find this ship.
Mm. But it's Kate Mulgrew, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Kate Mulgrew.
Mm-hmm.
So then I forget when along the lines it's revealed, but it is eventually revealed that the reason why the ship got like lost and everything is that Chakotay was the captain of it and was piloting it. And then some stuff happened and then the ship was abandoned somewhere. And so Janeway's whole thing, like Admiral Janeway is I'm trying to find Chakotay.
Mm.
Are these Alaric's people?
So, without just assuming, of course, that a main character like that can just die off screen. Yes, Robert Beltran, or whatever his name is, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close, is voicing Chakotay for Chakotay stuff. And then in season 2, they also have the Doctor.
Oh, Robert Picardo.
All these flying
Yeah,
creatures.
Robert Picardo.
What about Tuvok? He's not in there?
Tuvok is not in it. And yeah, and I think it is just the three of those.
Well, Tuvok. Yeah, because I'm sure if they brought Tuvok in, I'm sure he would do it. Big
Right,
actor.
yeah, exactly. He's been
'Cause
doing
he's
a lot
still
of voice
doing
acting
Star
work in
Trek.
general.
He's still doing stuff.
And this is all voice acting work. They don't
Yeah.
have to actually, do anything. I will say season 2 does also bring some next generation characters.
Oh, cool.
So that you get to see a little bit more of them.
But then they have,
As well.
because Robert Duncan McNeil would probably do it because he's a producer for the Resident Alien show.
Right?
Why would you open an inn?
So he's not like retired. He didn't pull a Rick Moranis,
Yeah. He still has work, and again, it's voice acting. It's like this isn't like
Hard work.
that much for him to be doing other than just show up. Say
You
some
literally
lines.
phone it in.
Right? Yeah, it's like with audiobook stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
here's your script, just
Yeah.
say the lines, we'll clean it up.
Yeah. Especially nowadays. You really don't even have to go to a studio as a voice actor. You could just do it from home, especially with all the cleanup technology they have. Yeah, fuck that. It's like everything's buried under tracks of music and everything else that's going on. Special effects, sound effects, and everything. Like, do I really need to go into the studio when I can have an SM7B like this thing right here and just say it that way? Are you going to have like some sort of condenser, noise-proof sound room? It's like, come on, we're not recording to tape anymore, guys. This isn't the 80s. This isn't the 80s and 90s where you had to record to tape and you had to worry about noise floor. These days the effects, the technology, the plugins in audio to eliminate noise floor and everything is so advanced that you can record with an air conditioner blowing in your fucking ear and still get a decent sound.
As long as you got the equipment for it.
Yeah. it's the plugins. It's all
Yeah.
post-production shit these days.
Oh, I thought I thought that was a designation for like a certain like microphone or something.
No, no. I mean, microphones
shit,
haven't
okay.
changed. It really since then. It's all the post-production stuff that's changed.
Oh damn.
So,
Okay.
you know, so I mean, like, yeah, you could if you have a decent room, you just pad it a little bit, like I did with mine, and you can use deverb and denoise and all this stuff. Granted, these plugins are a little expensive. I mean, it's like $1,500 for the plugin, but still, for a studio, that's nothing. And you can literally grab a specific frequency and a specific noise and go, I'm just going to take that out, and it's gone. And
Yeah, exactly.
especially,
So I'm hopeful for there to be some more people.
yeah. I mean, especially, and with AI stuff to clean all that shit. It's go into a studio to record and with like some sort of Neumann condenser microphone. Fuck you. I'm not going to leave my home. Why? You know? Oh, just use AI voice. Yeah, you can't get AI voice to really, you know. You can't really get AI to do, you know, duplicate the real human voice yet. Not quite. Almost. Like there are some, it's pretty close, but you'll always get to something somewhere where it'll be like, oh, that was fake. You can tell, you know. Now maybe the average person may not care, and for YouTube videos it doesn't really matter. But it's like music. You can't use AI to duplicate music. It sounds funky. I've listened to a lot of AI music recently, and it's all funky. It doesn't, like, the form doesn't work. It sounds jarring and weird. Like it sounds like, oh, that sounds robotic, I guess is the best way to put it. Sounds very forced. Occasionally you'll get a tune that sounds good. You know?
Yeah.
That's like funny. But AI music is just used for joke songs anyway.
Out of room.
There's nothing, you're not going to really use it to create anything real.
Yeah.
You know, I glued my balls
And
to
hopefully
my...
it'll stay that way, because I think if we just start having AI doing all that kind of crap, then it's like, what's the point?
Right. I glued my balls to my butthole again. You know, stuff like that. That's fine. But I'm certain, like, you know, for real music, I wouldn't want, you know, I don't think people do either. And for certain styles, it's fine. You can't tell. It's very hard to tell the difference. If you try to do like a 60s style thing, or a rockabilly style thing, or a swing style thing, you can tell it's odd. Something's off, you know? When you try to do pop, it's hard to tell because pop already sounds robotic anyway. Other than the sonic sound of it, you can tell, because if you listen to the upper frequencies, it sounds a little bit distorted. There's a specific, unique, distorted signature that you can hear with AI music. It's a little warble sound. It's like it's hard to really describe it. So it's like it's a distorted. It's like not quite defined yet. Something It's like, I don't know. I know when I hear it now. I've tuned my ear to it enough. Now, eventually, probably by the, you know, it will go away. I'm sure AI will correct this problem. But that's not going to correct the structural problem with the music. Again, unless you're talking about pop music. Because at that point, like I said, it's pretty much already there. Has been there for years anyway. It's already been jarring and weird, and they've made jump cuts, and everything's programmed to a computer grid, and nobody's playing real instruments, and haven't for pop music in probably 20 years anyway. So the fact that AI can duplicate a Taylor Swift song isn't surprising. That figures. You know, get it to duplicate a Glenn Miller song or a Brian Setzer Orchestra song. Forget that. That's not going to happen. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I haven't tried it. You can
No.
go to Suno and try it. It's free. I tried to have a bluegrass song about somebody getting a cactus stuck up their ass, but that's what I want to.
Nice.
Yeah. A black hole coming out of Uranus. I tried to write this
And who is this you bring with
ethereal, dramatic pop song.
She has power within her.
And the reason why is because I said Uranus. I spelled it like the planet instead of saying your anus.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was more fun. Then it was funnier.
She mean my mother will share my fate.
It's so
Could
stupid.
my mother be alive after all these years?
I am looking forward to AI being able to self-generate like video game, like make your own video game with AI.
We must get back to Uncle Deckard right away.
Yeah, and even things that are like improvements on, say, even like Diablo, where it has randomly generated maps.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be just taking puzzle pieces and putting them together. It would actually be like world generation.
Right. But even if
So
I
that'd be
wanted to
cool.
create my own video game, you know, and I wanted to create my own space combat simulator, I could slowly create prompts, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh yeah, exactly. Interactive NPCs,
Mm-hmm.
like that's gonna be a game changer.
Right. But I mean,
Sounds peaceful.
not just that. I mean, being able to create my own video game,
Consider your credentials.
Oh, we're going back to Tristram.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
like generate my own game, and I can just go into like Unreal Engine and just type in prompts, and it will create my own game.
I mean, potentially. I mean, there's still going to be. I was going to say graphics, but no, I guess they can AI. AI might be able to do the graphics.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't need graphics. It'll do it for me. I want this. Or even if you do need to, like, here's a texture. I want you to use this texture on this ship and slowly, like, in other words, you don't have to learn how to code or do graphic design anymore.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You can just have that. It does it for you.
Yeah, basically.
I think in those specific instances, that's total. I mean, that sucks for the artists and people and everything else. But I mean, you're not being creative. I mean, yeah, you're being creative to a certain degree. But a lot of that stuff is dictated by the game director, you know? Anyway.
Mhm.
And so it's essentially, well, a lot of the times when you're working, like, you've seen the behind the scenes of like the Star Wars movies, right? So Lucas would just have a bunch of artists designing different concepts
Mm-hmm.
for the creatures. And then he would go in and say, I like this, I like that, I like that. So it was essentially just a cumbersome version of what AI is doing, randomly generating stuff, except you're using real people, you know? So as
Yeah.
AI gets better, ultimately it's going to come down to the people that are going to be able to thrive with AI are creative people that come up with the concept from scratch, you know? Because there is a difference between like, oh, I'm an artist. It's like, but are you creating your own idea or somebody's giving you an idea and then you're fleshing that idea out? That's not really being creative. That's just your interpretation of somebody else's idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think that there's a distinction there. Everybody thinks like, oh, because I take pen to paper, I'm an artist. It's like, well, not necessarily. Or I play an instrument, I'm an artist. It's like, well, are you writing your own material? Are you coming up with your own lyrics, your own music? You know, how much of it is actually creating and how much of it is being dictated by someone else to come up with something to match their idea in their head. Like working for George Lucas or Steven Spielberg or whatever. you know?
Mhm.
Somebody designed the dinosaurs for Jurassic Park. That wasn't just somebody being, yeah, it was people being creative to an idea, but it was like, we need to develop Velociraptor. And then Spielberg would come in and go like, well, it needs a little bit more teeth here, make it bigger here, do this. You know, we'd come in and like, in the same way that you could eventually use AI to make something,
Mhm.
to alter something,
Yeah,
right?
you get to be the director. Yeah.
You get to be the director. Everybody is a director now. And so if you're not that type of person to come up with your own world and idea in your own head, well, you're kind of fucked.
Mhm.
You're just basically the mechanic. You're going through the mechanic, the mechanism of creating art, but you're not actually creating the art, if that makes sense. You know how lighting works. You know how shading works. You know how colors work together. But if they were saying like, here, draw something, and your mind goes blank, then you're not a creative artist, in my opinion. If you need guidance to be able to create something, then that's not creative art at that point. That's just a technical skill. And I know if anybody heard me say that, they probably get pissed off. But you know what? Hey, that's true.
Yeah.
That being said, I still would rather have humans do it than a computer. But
Sure. But yeah, my mind's going to Chasing Amy, with the whole like you just, I forget what they kept saying he did
the tracer,
for the comics.
you're a tracer.
Yeah, you're a tracer.
You tracer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go around the lines. You color in around the lines. You're a tracer. Banky Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Colorizer, or whatever he called himself. Yeah.
I'm overburdened.
Yeah, that was at the end of Jay and Silent Bob too, right? Or was it? Or was it just Chasing Amy?
I thought it was. Well, I don't know. It's been so long since I saw those movies. To be fair,
That's the only time that character ever appeared again was Chasing Amy. Was Jay and Silent Bob at the end.
But yes, it's that though is is kind of the point.
Half. Oh, dude. Half's not good enough? I'll give you 2/3 of what I make. Fuck you, dude. You already said half.
Yep. Is that less damage?
Like that, yeah.
Oh. Well, that's stupid.
Somebody mocking you on the internet is none of my fucking concern. Oh, I think it is. We had a deal, remember? For likeness rights? That's a great movie.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Pretty fun movie.
Now I want you to say, oh, what a lovely tea party. That's so funny. Well, look at these two morose motherfuckers right here. Smells like someone shitting their cereal. Bong. Oh my god, dating ourselves. Dating myself.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I haven't. Oh no, I never actually even saw Clerks 3.
Oh, you got to see Clerks 3. It's great.
So yeah,
It's good.
I was just gonna say I haven't seen a lot of the recent stuff.
The Jay and Silent Bob reboot one, that's not worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. If you for whatever reason are completely and utterly bored and want nothing else to do and it happens to be free somewhere, fine, maybe, just for nostalgia or just your morbid curiosity. But otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. It's really bad. But Clerks 3, on the other hand, is good. I thought that was really good. Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot felt like Kevin Smith got a hold of a camcorder and decided to make a movie with his daughter and family.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really like he's like, let's make a movie together, guys. You know, that's what it felt like, and let's get our friends involved and a few people we know. It's like it's very doesn't and it's weird because it's not. I mean, it's done well. It's done like cinema, the professional cameras and everything else and everything. Technically, it's like this should be good. Why does this suck? And I really can't put my finger on it. And I've only seen it once, but it's just very stilted. The acting is very contrived. Everything's very forced, and the editing is not great. And you know, it's not snappy. Something's missing, and can't put my finger on exactly what. But I only saw it once, and I was probably drunk, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I might check it out at some point, but I'm not, in a huge rush.
But Clerks 3, yes, definitely. I totally recommend that one. Especially if you're a Kevin Smith fan and that whole SQ universe thing. That I would definitely it doesn't wrap everything up, but it's another element to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty fun. Yeah. The other thing too, I mean, it's been going around. I mean, it's been coming up on my YouTube feed for whatever reason. Like random shit will come up on your YouTube feed, and I heard about it for a while, but it was Ben Affleck's um commentary for Armageddon
Oh, okay.
on the DVD. It's fucking hilarious. It's hysterical. He was talking about like he went to my who directed that? Michael Bay.
That sounds right.
Yeah. He's like, why make oil drillers and train them to be astronauts as opposed to make astronauts to be oil drillers?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Michael Bay was just shut the fuck up. That was the end of that. Like somehow they can build rocket ships, but they can't figure out what makes a good tranny. You know?
Right.
Does she need his guys? You know?
Yeah, I think the concept of that one in general is a little silly.
Yeah.
And somehow that's the movie that people remember over, Deep
Deep
Impact.
Impact. Yeah, Deep Impact was far better. As a dramatic, like, what if scenario. Although Don't Look Up's probably more accurate these days.
Sadly, yeah. For sure.
And I'll be right back, and I have a comment on that.
Oh man, all you people, stay tuned.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying that. Oh shit. Yeah. 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 Acquaintance. Somebody I knew. No.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that movie was like, oh yeah, the people that didn't want to follow the narrative, they didn't want to whatever. The movie was making fun of the Democrats, basically.
Oh, that's what they thought
Yeah.
was the takeaway.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, what? What? How? How could you even think that? This person's completely red pilled, so I can't even. I'm using that term correctly, right?
I think that sounds right.
Red pilled, right? Not blue pilled. Oh wait, is this a Matrix reference?
Um, the
No,
thing
we're
I think it was initially meant to be, but I feel like it is now to just say like you've become mind controlled by accepting like a red pill being reference to the right.
yeah. So red pilled is because in the Matrix, red pill is
Like that's how you get woke.
that's how you get woke. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So well, blue pill is like you go back to ignorance, and because the idea of the right is to shake up the norm, but it's like it's not though. It's just an optics thing. If you look at the right in general, it's the same bullshit they've been fucking pandering for 50 years. If you just read history, so many people I hear that it's like, "Oh, I'm so bored. I don't need the history lesson." Yeah, you do.
Right.
One thing I disagree with Bill Maher on that other thing. I mean, I disagree with Bill Maher on a lot of stuff, especially like the Israeli Palestine thing. But whatever. Um, I mean, what are you gonna do about that? There's not much anybody can do. Our problem is, and always has been, is America's funding it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, if we can get if we can get, otherwise it's just like, hey, Israel wants to do its own thing, whatever. Leave America out of it. There's nothing. I think that's totally fine. Still sucks. Still shitty, but at least it's not our fault,
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Jesus Christ, yeah. That's just morbid. It's so I don't even like to talk about it because of how it just makes when you really start thinking about it, it's just really really depressing
Mm-hmm.
and really makes you feel like shit. So I'd rather just not talk about it. I know that's putting your head in the sand to a degree, but you know what? There's enough other people talking about it, and I also know at the end of the day, there's nothing my commentary or anybody else's commentary, no matter how many followers they have on YouTube, is going to do. Nothing. No protest ever in the history of the United States has ever done fuck all for foreign policy.
Yeah, that does seem to
So,
pretty much sum it up.
yeah. It just hasn't. Ever.
Would be nice though, but yeah.
Oh, that'd be nice. But that's not the case now, is it? Oh, this is a two-handed weapon. Fuck that shit. I don't want a two-handed piece of shit. Was this two-handed? One hand. One. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, this Diablo 3 is easy. I haven't played Diablo 4 yet, have you?
Nope.
I probably won't until I get it to me for free at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that they were just advertising, I guess, an upcoming expansion.
Yeah, I saw
So,
that.
in no rush then, if that's going to be coming.
I just don't care. Blizzard games in general are just kind of at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not going to release Warcraft 4, and even if they did, it would just be this.
Right. I mean, we already got the, StarCraft 2 started to have missions where it's like, oh, control the small amount of people and,
Right.
fight the boss and dodge out of the way of like a raid.
Yeah.
It's like, it's an RTS game, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
We build bases. We build
Right.
armies.
Right, I know. Yeah. Not a big fan of that.
It's like, if you want to make a League of Legends kind of game, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess they did with whatever the fuck it's called. I haven't played it.
What?
Their League of Legends style game.
I don't know what that is. I don't follow
Yeah,
things.
they have like Heroes of the something or other.
Oh, Heroes of the Storm?
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the Legends is. I stopped giving a shit about Blizzard stuff after StarCraft 2, the Legacy of the Void got delayed and was lackluster. Although this new Warcraft expansion does look a little cool. But whatever.
I mean, I had fun with the Dragonflight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once I did enough of it, I was like, okay, I think I'm good now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still more of a video. I like individual video games and stuff. I like single player stuff. I've been having fun with the new No Man's Sky expansion's been pretty cool. And I got if I played on the PC, I figured out I got a mod to get the joystick working with it.
Okay.
That was pretty cool because it's not designed for that. But if you play it through Steam, you can use a joystick mod.
This cannot be opened yet.
So now we kill a bunch of people.
So I went to the other game I played was yeah. I forget the name of it. One of the other games I've been playing recently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was gonna say like, mods and stuff. I went through tried to get Prophecy to work on my Wing Commander Prophecy on my other computer, and one of the problems with the GOG version of Prophecy is that the mouse cursor gets locked right in the center of the screen for the entire game.
I'm overburdened.
Like, you still have your mouse, you can move it around, but then there's an image of a mouse that's still there, right in the center of the screen, right where your crosshairs are, and during all of the cutscenes and everything else. So somebody finally figured out a way to get rid of it through the registry edit and stuff like that. They posted this stuff on Reddit, and I figured it out and got rid of it. But it's just like a bunch of bullshit that you have to go through, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, that sounds pretty dumb.
yeah, something they could easily fix, because I fixed it in like 5 seconds once I saw what I had to do, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people that are fans just finding out this stuff for free.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what a paid person could do.
I know, right? A Wing Commander fan base is huge. Speaking of which, it was not that long ago. It was just a couple years ago. The Wing Commander CIC, which is a website. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
You've told me about it, but no, I haven't like gone there or anything.
Okay. Anyway, guess who they gave him a shout out video on YouTube a couple years ago, and they did a whole thing because it was 30 years or something.
Interesting.
It was the 30-year anniversary of not just Wing Commander 4, but the website.
Oh, nice.
Wing Commander CIC. Malcolm McDowell.
Huh, I would not have guessed Malcolm McDowell.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking it would be like Tom Wilson
Or Mark
or
Hamill.
maybe Mark Hamill. Yeah.
Yep. Nope. Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell came on. He did a YouTube thing. And apparently like people. There's been some YouTube like fans of Wing Commander, like our age and my age, coming up and doing channels about the history. There's this guy that's doing Wing Commander history lore and stuff like that from the novels and everything, which is really cool. But he had like the original game in the case that he took to a convention. It was a sci-fi convention, and Malcolm McDowell was there, and a lot of people were bringing up, you know, Star Trek Generations stuff for him to sign, and Clockwork Orange and that shit. And then he brought up the Wing Commander, and he said like his eyes like kind of lit up a little bit seeing it. This was unusual because he was giving it glowing reviews like, oh, I really enjoyed Tall One. I really liked playing that, you know.
Nice. I like to hear that. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Good congratulations. He was doing a show or whatever. He was filming something there, wherever he was. He was in Nova Scotia, I think. Filming something, and it wasn't that long ago. It was cool because like Malcolm McDowell is still associated with Wing Commander, and the fans are still talking to him, and apparently he really appreciates it, even more than the Star Trek stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm sure with the the size of their fan base, he gets that like all the friggin' time.
Yeah, and he probably gets all
at a sci-fi convention specifically.
Yeah. Well, and even the Clockwork Orange stuff, but he sees Wing Commander, it's like, oh, you know. Because it's a smaller knit community. It's like, you know, it does mean, and I can see that because it does mean something. It's like you paid attention. Where if you're just a casual Star Trek fan, it's like, oh, Clockwork Orange, Jose, you're just another person that saw this movie for the first time, you know, whatever. But if you actually took the time to bring a Wing Commander thing, it's like not only did you like something that's obscure, but you also recognized me from this obscure thing, not just something that's popular that everybody knows me from. So I could imagine that meaning more to him, which is cool that he recognizes that.
Yeah.
I'll bring him something from Time After Time, and an episode of The Outer Limits and the remake of Fantasy Island.
Right? God, I wonder if anyone remembers who did that. I think I was even seeing there's another remake of Fantasy Island that they did like a movie or something. Right? Of course, to be fair, all I saw was the title. I guess it's possible that they may have just used the title and not, known that it was a thing.
Bacteria, nothing stops the crusade. I can't stop. Nothing stops the Spanish Inquisition. Nobody suspects the Spanish Inquisition.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh. Crap.
What?
Man. Anyway, I'll just describe it since I didn't bring my phone in here. But anyway, I filmed it right up the road from me. I'm driving. I'll describe the scene. I'm driving to the grocery store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you went there with me. You just Stop and Shop up by me.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Anyway, so I'm driving up there, and all of a sudden, I hear beep beep, a horn blaring. I'm like, what? What's going on? And then I hear another one. I'm like, what the hell is going on? These people are beeping their horns, and they sound like pickup trucks and whatever. I thought it was a truck, and then I look to my right and I see a rally of Trump flags.
Oh wow.
People, like, and I'm like, what the fuck? And
Mm-hmm.
of course, and then I see people are turning and the lights are going, and the lights are changing and people are turning, and I see, and of course, all the pickup trucks are beeping their horns.
Like you do when you're at a Trump rally and you're a
Right.
truck.
But this is just on the highway, But as pickup truck, every car that's going by, we're just on the highway, just in the middle of an intersection by a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
But they're protesting, and of course, all the pickup trucks that go by beep their horns. All the SUVs are giving the fingers. And it's funny, and the Priuses, and yeah. Your standard cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all the tractor trailers and pickup trucks and everybody else, beep, 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 and give them the finger. And I could hear him coming, like talking. That's what the Democrats. Somebody's on a megaphone, like, that's what the Democrats want to do. I don't know what they were yelling and screaming about. You never know, right? This week, and it's so funny. It was so funny. I went in the Stop and Shop, did what I needed to get, and I'm driving on the way back, and I took a little video of it. But one thing I noticed when I looked back at the video is like, why are they out here? It's a beautiful Saturday, not a clear day. Yeah, it's a little warm, but like you could be doing anything else, but you choose to do this. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Out of room.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're fucking weird. You don't see that with the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's because they're not as patriotic. Fuck you. We're plenty patriotic. We just don't feel the need to fucking wave it in everybody's face. We have better things to do, like enjoying the fact that we're an American citizen. By doing anything else but this.
Yeah.
It's so, like, and they're panicking. They're freaking the fuck out because they don't know what to do about Kamala Harris. And they hate the fact that one thing I noticed about all of the flags, all of them, none of them said Trump Vance. They all just said Trump.
Nice. Yeah, I believe it.
It's like, yeah. Oh, I died.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. I guess kill. Well, we just got the waypoints. That would be really convenient.
Yeah.
I'm overburdened.
It's this stupid thing. So yeah. So anyway, I thought that was hilarious. Like, no, it was just Trump. Just Trump. No Trump Vance. Just Trump.
Yeah. There. I don't know if there's anybody that likes that.
No. Well, there are people. They exist.
I guess.
But like for their campaign, like optically, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Out of room.
Mm-mm-mm.
So I thought that was pretty funny.
I'll just do a little bit of that. That's fine.
I'd love to go out. Do you think the country is in danger of being overrun by single cat ladies?
Uh, Right. Yeah, it's like, yeah, they get stuff done.
Who gets the what?
Single cat ladies get stuff done.
Oh yeah. That's just a bunch of crap.
Mhm.
I have better stuff. Anyway. What time do you need to go?
I mean, I probably should hear pretty shortly. I was just trying to see, kind of in relation to where we're at, um, game-wise. I
I don't even
think
know.
we're about to be going into the castle, and I think there would be a waypoint at the start of the castle. So that seems like a good stopping point when we get there.
How far are we into the game? Like how far toward the end? I can't remember.
I mean, this is Act 1, so
Oh shit.
not, you know, not that close yet, I would say.
Oh okay.
Um,
How many acts? There's only 3 acts, right?
I think there's 4.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't remember. I did it so long ago.
yeah, because after here is going to be the desert, and then the 3rd act is the siege, and then the 4th act is heaven.
Oh yeah. I've done this. Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't remember all of the things, but yeah, I'm
have you
remembering
played
a
the
lot of
new
it.
expansion of Elden Ring?
No, it's definitely on my list, but no, I haven't done that yet. I got a legendary one-handed spear.
Apparently, it's
That's
tough.
pretty cool. That is definitely the word going around, but to be fair, I mean, the, all the Elden Rings stuff is tough,
Yeah,
you know.
which is what I thought. You know. That's why I split. You know, there's some people I've heard like get pissed off at Elden Ring. Like I've heard some commentary where people say like using Elden Ring as an example, but it doesn't have to be Elden Ring. How oh well, games shouldn't be super complicated. There should be an easy mode for people that just want to casually play it or whatever. You know. And at first I agreed with it. And then I was like, wait a minute. No, not necessarily. If you can't get good, then just don't play it.
Yeah,
Play
I
something
mean,
else. There are plenty of choices of other games that you can play that have the easy mode. And that's that. And specifically
yeah,
with something like Elden Ring or any of the Dark Souls stuff, I mean, or FromSoft, I think that you're not missing much if you don't hear the story. There's not much story anyway.
oh yeah, there's next to zero,
Yeah,
in the sense of like what you're gonna come across as a casual whatever. Like
right,
you're probably gonna have to like find a YouTube video that explains all the shit and how it connects together anyway.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. So you're not missing much anyway. So
Out of room.
the video I saw was from this YouTuber. I always feel bad about naming names, but you know what? They're on YouTube. They don't want to be named. They shouldn't be on there.
Hmm.
You know?
That is a fair way to look at it.
Um, his name he's been on for YouTube forever. He's called Steve Shives, and he made a
Okay.
video about that. I think he was complaining about Elden Ring, but he didn't specifically name the game, but it was right when the DLC came out. So
Yeah, it seems likely then.
And I'm just like, okay, well then you're just not a gamer. You know, just don't play it. Play other things. There are plenty of other games to fucking play. Because I can't think of anything else that doesn't have an easy mode enough that you could get through it. And if you can't get through, I mean, I can't think of anything.
Yeah, it definitely is pretty rare nowadays for there to be games that don't give you some kind of options on that regard. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, FromSoft, of course, since day one, they've just been like, this is the difficulty. There you go.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if it's an epic experience, but you know, it's some games they just don't have a difficulty setting.
Mm-hmm.
Like Red Dead Redemption 2 or any Rockstar game. They don't have a difficulty setting. It is what it is. Granted, their games aren't difficult, but they're all pretty straightforward in comparison to something like Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But still, no difficulty. There's no difficulty for Destiny,
I'm
but
overburdened.
also pretty easy. Or at least for anybody that plays games at in any capacity.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever played a first-person shooter in your life, you can probably play Destiny.
They did horrible things to us. Peace will come soon. I see.
Blah blah blah. They said words. Okay, so I think
They said
yeah,
words.
this was the spot I think I was thinking of.
Still blinking.
They're up my inventory a little bit.
Wait a minute. Okay. All right.
I can't carry
I
anymore.
guess. Is this the one? So I can just go back to New Tristan. There we go. Tristan.
Yeah, I was just
Tristram.
gonna clear out my inventory a little bit, so whenever we maybe do
Yeah.
this again, I'll remember.
Do you usually dismantle stuff or do you sell it?
I usually dismantle.
Yeah, right? I don't know what the purpose of it is.
You can use it for stuff that I don't remember. I just remember the amount of gold that I got was not worth by comparison of just having the materials and for the times that I can craft stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I remember being my takeaway.
Why do I have... Whatever. All right, I'm good.
Yeah, I think that works out pretty well. Yeah, also I have a bunch of gold just from when I played this way back in the day, and they keep all that crap
Okay, well, I'm going to get
for
out of
you.
it. I'm
So
getting out of the game.
yeah, that sounds good.
Share your feedback and win. All right, well,
That's pretty fun. Yeah, yeah, I got to get going and get some sleep.
yep.
My
All right.
normal work day.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yep, yep.
All righty.
So yeah, I'll see. Like, or I guess, well, one way or another, I guess we can reach out and see for like during this week or something. Um, if there's a point to just kind of watch that video that I was mentioning for everything, because like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I think that it was really fun watching Trump trying to go up against the questions that he was not doing well at.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
Yeah, one of the days. When Tuesday, Wednesday. One of the days I'm back early. I think it's Wednesday, but I'm not sure.
okay.
But I can let you know
Yeah.
where
I
I'm
mean, for
coming.
the most part, any of the days are about the same for me.
Okay.
I'm not aware of any particular plans or anything I got going on outside of work, so that should generally be fine.
Okay. All right. Well, probably something. Yeah, either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday is be the best for me.
Okay. Cool, cool.
All right. I will talk to you later.
Absolutely. See you later.
Later.